What's going on, everybody? You know what time it is. It's what the shit time. Normally I'm a little more energetic, but it's been a long day. So, try to get through this the best I can. Just now getting in not too long ago. But, got some guests, man. We got 11. We got, 11. Little Pie McElevin, author, writer, got a book on Amazon. We also got Law Society ENT coming on. But before we get to that, man, you know what time it is. Look into this. Or not, because for some reason there's no sound. So, fuck it. I don't care. There's no sound. I'm not redoing it. What's going on, man?
What's happening, man?
It's been
Uh
a long day.
we cold what they call it? Cold open. Super cold open.
Super, super.
Uh
I didn't have time to warm up or nothing.
it's one of those days. It's definitely
Yeah,
gonna be
man.
a off
60-hour
day.
work weeks to do that, man.
Shit. Yeah, the term butter from the duck it works for today. I know that much. But anyway, uh yo. But yeah, last night's show was great. Last night's Blurred's Eye View was great. We had Laren Dejanet. So if you are a collector of Garbage Pail Kid cards, watched The Proud Family, or getting ready to watch The Proud Family Louder and Prouder, watched Avengers Assemble, collected any kind of Marvel trading cards from Tops, Cryptozoic from DC. This dude's been in everything. Like the dude worked on a lot of stuff that we literally had no idea, but he's got some good projects coming up. He's running Gumboy Yo animation with a lot of representation for us, and I'm looking forward to the one that we talked about last night, which was Pastor Pat. That one looks like a lot of fun. So check him out. Check out the show. It's on YouTube now. You can check it out on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you listen to podcasts and where you can watch them. Oh,
Yeah, man. So it's been a day. I uh I was gonna cancel tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I'm out of it. It's been a long
the
day.
zone. It's called the zone.
Uh,
It's hard to stay in that lane.
Whatever it is, I'm not in it. But we got people coming on who really want to be here, and they've been trying to get on here for a while. So I'm not going to deny them that opportunity to come on. But I'm struggling. Uh,
Well, I tell you what. If you are tuning in, well, tonight we're doing a giveaway. We have our giveaway tonight for Life After Death, thanks to Simon and Schuster uh, books. And Life After Death is a book that's by Sister Soldier, and it's actually a sequel to her previous book. So we are doing a giveaway for that. I think the hashtag is Brandy Salad. So if
yeah,
you
for
check
some
that the
reason I
post.
can't spell salad right now.
So if you type in with hashtag Brandy Salad, we still, how many codes we got for tonight?
Two,
We have two codes for tonight. Okay,
three.
so three codes for tonight. So we have three codes for tonight.
I was
If
right,
you tune in to
motherfucker.
Blurred's Eye View tomorrow, yes, it's a new show that I'm starting up. Fury's Reacts and Reviews at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll have five codes for trivia game night, for geek game night, or game night geek out, which is a part of the segment. So uh tune in for all of that. Hey, sister sci-fi. There it is, Brandy, hashtag Brandy Salad, for a chance to win a code for this
Not,
new
I'm giving it away. I don't care. So
yeah.
last night after the show, I went on with Brandon, and
Mm.
we did a show. We did a show, but after the show ended, we kind of had this conversation about it was kind of like suicide and mental health, and it was
This was after, you said after the show, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Um, so we kind of got into the talks of suicide, mental health, depression, and it was heavy, but
Mm.
it was like a conversation that kind of needed to be had. It. Um, I have a few guests in the near future that's coming on to talk about that kind of stuff. But I think with today and the day that I had and talking to Courtney and the kind of the week he's been having and just looking around at the landscape of people, it's something I kind of want to hit on before our guests come on and we kind of switch momentum. Um, we need to kind of be mindful of other people's mentals. You never know when somebody's having a bad day, and
This is true.
you never know when that bad day might turn into a bad week, a bad month, a bad year. I find myself trying to be mindful of that, but sometimes I know I'm not, and I don't pick up on the signs, and I try, and um, it's not easy because when you're trying to do what you need to do, it's hard to focus on what other people need you or are trying to do. You
It's
know what I
not
mean?
so.
It's
It's not a. It's if I could piggyback. It's not so much a selfish act. Do I sound good? I hope I'm not sounding like the SpongeBob today. Um, but it's not the selfish act of somebody not picking up on the signs. It can be, but a lot of times what the general public does, we kind of get wrapped up in our own
I don't even mean that.
whatever.
I mean just the fact that people everybody's going through something.
Right.
And these last 3-4 years it's been trying on everybody. And a lot of times the slightest little thing that can be small to you might be big to somebody else. It might be that thing that just pushed them over the edge to where they either can't function or don't know how to function. Um, I'm not the best at like trying to manage everything. Um, and I know a lot of people are in that boat to where you try to do everything you can, but you can only do so much. Or you feel like you're doing everything you can and it's not enough. And to some people, it's been a breaking point. I've talked to people who are at that edge to where, like, it's hard. It's not easy trying to navigate the waters and trying to be the best. And you don't have to be the best. You just need to be the best you can. Um, I found myself went to a job, new job, but it was kind of an old job because it's something I've been doing, the last 3 years. It's just with a new company. But I found myself, we have one client, but I found myself reverting back to my old ways of trying to do all the orders because if not, I know it's going to be chaos. And it's a hard habit to break for me because it's work, 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 work. And that's what I do. But I found myself, and even my wife told me, like, you don't have to do everything there. Other people are there getting the same paycheck you are, but you're earning yours and theirs while they're just earning the money. And I'm trying to break out of that. And I know there's a lot of people trying to break out of those little things, those little habits that they get caught into, and it's not easy.
It's not.
It's
That's not
not
easy.
a thing that's hard to or easy to get out of when all you know is work, 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 work. All you know is take care of, take care of, take care of, take care of, or all you know is give, 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 or all you know is I gotta make a way, I gotta make a way. Sometimes you get lost in that cycle. You get lost in those moments. You get caught up in the you get caught up in everything that's there, all the hype, all the hoopla, all the everything that's going on that you forget that you're only human. Um, like it's easy to forget that because you're so used to having to be superhuman 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, months and months on end, especially like right now when everybody's going through so much turmoil and so much um, just different. Everything, is different for everybody, and everybody is going through a lot of different
It's
emotions.
I had a similar conversation with my wife today. You know, she's been working a lot of overtime, and I told her, I said, you know, it's not necessary. You know, after you do 16 hours, really, whatever time you do after 16 is taxes. You know, and your focus ends up becoming you chasing the money, chasing the money, chasing the money. And I told her, I said, stop chasing the money because that's when the money start running. Words from Kanye West. Um, but it's true. And you know, you find yourself feeling like you need to shoulder the responsibility of not just what you do, but what somebody else is supposed to do, or just making sure that it's done correctly or done right or whatever. And it kind of echoes, and I don't know if our listeners have seen it, but the Pixar movie Encanto is one of the main characters has that same issue. Like her strength is her one of her ability is super strength, yet she's shouldered with so much responsibility because it's become like, don't worry about it, Luisa can do it. Don't worry about it, Luisa can do it. She can handle it. She can handle it because she's strong enough. She's strong enough. But the thing is, she has the song where she's like, under the surface, I have a feeling I'm going to crack underneath all that pressure. And that's what something that's something that a lot of us deal with, whether you're the older sibling, the older or the top performer at a job, or whatever the case may be. We all have that function throughout the day that we feel responsible when we shouldn't have to feel responsible for everything, because everything's out of our control. And I think that's a thing that a lot of us uh, are forgetting. And like you were saying earlier, the past 3 to 4 years has been extremely rough on a lot of people. Um, we're just now getting to a point of somewhat normalcy, I guess you can say, but it's hard, you know, doing your 9 to 5, and like in our case, doing a 9 to 5, doing the show, running a business, trying to keep it afloat, trying to make sure we keep everything, excuse me, on the level. And it's hard, and it's going to be hard for us. You know, it's going to be hard for the people out there that's listening and watching. So we as people do need to be mindful of the struggles that other people go through. um a prime example of said struggle, Chadwick Boseman is a prime example. A man who underneath it all was fighting a battle we didn't know nothing about. We knew nothing about. But at the same time, he didn't feel it was his responsibility to uh, have everybody know that same battle. He was shouldering that responsibility. So we just need to be mindful of each other's emotions, um, each other's mental. You know,
More to the point, just treat everyone with the respect that they deserve. Not
right?
everybody deserves respect, but you should treat them with the respect they deserve, because it's easy to get caught up, and it's easy to even be like, even in traffic and somebody cuts you off or something and you just get mad. Well, I've had that problem. I've had that problem lately because I drive a lot for work. Not everybody is cutting me off. It's just there's little things that, and it just takes that one thing, and you never know what that one thing is. Um, I mean, needless to say, you don't want to dance around a subject, but you also need to be mindful and kind of weary of what people have going on. And it's easy to say, but sometimes it's not easy to do, because when you're in a moment, or you're tired, or you're not thinking straight, you don't speak well. Um, I have an issue with that. I don't think before I speak. I don't. I don't react well. And it's not like I'm trying to be argumentative. It's just I'm so used to defending myself that I don't know anything else to do. And I guess it's me being defensive, but I don't feel like it's that way. It, it's it's crazy because being open is something that I'm not good at, but it's crazy when I turn this mic and camera on. I talk a lot, but sometimes I'm not saying a lot, if that makes sense. I don't really talk about my personal life on here because that's my personal life. This show really isn't about my personal life, and I try not to make it my personal life. It's more about the guests that we have and what they have going on. But today was just, I mean, it's been crazy because I've seen a lot of people, man. Like I don't want to tell Courtney's business, but he's going through some stuff, man, and it's just a lot of people close to me have falling out of positive energy, and that's something I don't like to see. Um, Especially when they're close to me, because I feel like there's something that can be done, even though there's nothing I can do. But me trying sometimes makes it worse. And that's another thing people got to understand. Just because there is a problem don't mean you can fix that problem. And trying to fix that problem can really sometimes make things worse in the long run. Um, I've learned from an example, from experience. It's sometimes time has to fix these things. Sometimes that person has to fix themselves, and then you can try to help. But you can't fix everybody's problem, and sometimes that problem isn't for you to fix. You just need to listen and pay attention.
Sometimes it's just space.
Not even that. Sometimes it's just really I think my guy Zeke and Courtney said it the best. Sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that because I talk, and I want to try to fix stuff. But that's enough of our TED talk. We got people coming in the building.
That's the Beanie talking right there.
Nah, man, it's just
like Beanie giving you the strength of the ancestors and the gods.
Ah, man, it's life kicking you. I mean, life is kicking your ass, and you work 60 hours a week, and you ain't been to sleep, and then people feel like they can. Like I had to tell somebody off, like I'm working with somebody.
You had that day today. You had that day too.
I had to, like you had to text me like, "Hey, man, we doing this, and this here, and then." I'm like, brother, I got plans. I didn't have plans. It's just the fact that you're not gonna tell me we doing something without asking me, can we do something? So I don't work for you. I work with you. Right. See, I'm not. There's no ownership here. You don't own me, and you can't afford to own me neither. But I work with you. But you're not gonna tell me when we're doing something. You're not gonna tell me where I need to be. You can ask me if I'm available. That's how that works. You know what I mean? That's how that works. But before I move on, because we got Philly in the building, and I really want to make sure these guys get this conversation in, man, because you know what I mean? It's some good brothers. So I'm going to bring them on. I'm going to let them talk about themselves because we just talked for like 30 minutes, and well, actually 20, but who's counting? We got Lost Society in the building, man. Let me get this clap hand. Let me get this hand clap together. Man. Let me get this hand clap together. Let me get this hand clap together one more time. Hold on, wait. There we go. One more time. Philly in the building. What's going on, fellas? How's it going?
What's going on? What's happening?
What's popping though?
Man, y'all, man, I'm trying to get a pick of y'all, man. So, man, I'm gonna let y'all. Because I don't like telling people's story, man. That's why I like this show because I let the guests talk about themselves. So, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves, man. Tell the people what y'all do, where y'all at, and what y'all got going on before we get into the question and answer part of it.
Word. Go ahead, JD. Do your thing, bro.
Hey, what's good? I'm JD, JDA, Northside JD. I'm CEO and also an artist on Law Society, straight out of North Philly, And I'm just happy to be on the show with y'all, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it right now.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
happy to have you here, man. For
the
real.
back and forth has been for a while, man, and I've been trying to make it happen. We're here now, so we ain't gonna get into particulars. All the people need to know is Philly in the building.
Yeah.
Will, man, talk to the people. Did we lose him? I think we lost Will.
You might have lost him.
Well, I'm back. We'll get him back.
Damn. Yeah.
We'll get him back. So, man, let's talk about first of all the label and how we got started.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it got started I started about 10 years ago. I've been making music for a while, and like Law Society, like I got the name from it because I had the work ethic and all that, and I had the talent, but I couldn't really, get a deal. I couldn't, work with other labels. So I was like, might as well start Law Society. Law Society stands for, like, in the metaphor, like if you in a dark room and everybody got talent, they shining lights on people and they overlook you. We just find our own way and make things happen.
That's deep. Well, man, before you got up out of here, man, before you froze on us, man, I was trying to get to you, man, so you can tell the people what it is you do, man. Talk to the people for us.
My fault.
Can you hear us?
My,
There you go.
yeah, it's technical difficulties over here.
That's the beauty of live.
But yeah, I'm still Will. I'm a North Side representative as well from Philly. And I'm just an artist on Law Society representing JD and Quick. They're my brothers. So for me, it's just, I'm just trying to bring the world some that pimp world back. You know what I'm saying?
That flavor.
Hell yeah. So let's talk about the Philly music scene. We're from Ohio. You know what I mean? So the street scene for music is different than, the big label scene for music. We know about your Meek Mills, you know what I'm saying? Those cats, the usual suspects on the names, man. But let's talk about, we like to get to the underground, man. The people that's making noise that should be heard because they're not getting that opportunity. So throwing you guys in that ring, man, where do you guys see the Philly music scene right now?
How I see it is due to COVID, everything is separated and whatnot. So like working with collabs and things like that is a little more difficult and booking the shows and everything. But Law Society, we going hard. Like we started off 2022 real strong, and we're gonna continue it. And like we just all three of us, and we also have a producer. Everybody that's signed in Law Society is from Philly, and like we all got our own sound. So like we bringing something totally different to this music scene. In Philly wise and just Pennsylvania, we starting with the city. We're just gonna keep branching up.
That's what's up. I have another question. Top 5 Philly rappers to you guys. Because I'm asking these, but the spirit of my guy Courtney, these are questions he asks, man, because he's the music guy. You know what I mean? He's the young hip hop head, you know what I'm saying? He knows his music. And he always, he likes to start these diatribes because he wants to see who the best is in each city. So when we have Akron rappers on, his main thing is to try to act, and we have a lot of people on, you know what I'm saying, from Akron because, like I said, that's where we from. But we branched out. Now, before I say that, let me say this: I didn't start trying to be having people from Akron. It just, you know what I'm saying. Quick, Quick in the building.
Yes,
Hold up, wait, you gotta get to
What's good?
It's Marvin.
What's good, man?
It's Marvin. I was having the technical difficulties and shit.
I see. That's the beauty of live. That's what I was telling them, man. That's why we do it live, because that lets you know that we doing something. Before we move on, man, quick, you got to talk to the people, man. Tell the people what it is you do, man, and who you are.
Hey, what's going on? It's the boy. You mean COO, Big Quick, Society, heavy rapper, heavy stepper. Saying that's what I do. I make the step music. I mean, I make the music for the soldiers to move out to. I make the music to hit the road too. I'm saying I make the music to lay the pipe down too. I make all the music. I'm saying whatever you do as a real nigga, I make the music for you to do it too.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why they need to know. See, the people got to know, because my thing is, it's easy to know the guys, like I say, those mainstream guys are the guys who are making noise, but we don't really like those people. Not to be, you know what I'm saying, rude or anything. I mean, I'm just being real. Not to be rude or anything, but it's just the way we got down. We were, well, me more than Chris, I was an underdog in this podcasting game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't supposed to be hosting the show. I wasn't supposed to be talking to dope ass people. I wasn't supposed to be able to do this. But fuck, prove those people wrong. Hi, Mom.
Wow.
I'll fuck around.
That's
My
how
mom love. No, I'm fucking around. My mom love my shit. But no, man, it's just because you get so many people, man. And I'm gonna skip that one question I was gonna ask, because here's my other question, man. When you are coming up, you know, and every city's different. Every city has its own vibe. But we all know that there's those naysayers, those people who are telling you, you can't, you shouldn't,
Right.
it won't work. I want you guys to talk to them people, because we all about, you know what I'm saying hi to our haters. Hi, Linda. How you doing? You thought I wasn't going to do this shit. 5 seasons
Hey.
running,
Been a
baby.
minute.
Look at
5
it now.
seasons running.
I
But no, man, I want you to talk to him, man. Let him know. Because I'm big. Like I said, I'm big on trying to turn those negatives into a positive, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys are doing well. You know what I'm saying? I see the Instagrams, man. I see the music. I see what's going on. But you still have those haters. You feel me? You still have those people who are behind the scenes, smiling in your face, but behind your scenes, they like this. I wish them niggas just fall off one time.
For sure, they is everywhere.
I hope
We know.
your pillow warm on both
It's
sides.
everywhere, and they
baby.
closer than you think half the time too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask
So how
y'all
do
real
you
quick. Y'all 420 friendly?
Yeah.
knock yourself
No,
out, man?
I always
I don't-
ask, man. I don't want to
Hey,
disrespect
man,
my
I
brand.
own this show,
Every-
man. Don't
That's
worry
what I'm
about
saying.
that.
Everybody brand it
You
different.
see
I just like
the
to ask.
motherfucking, the name is what the shit. That the brand was out the window right there. That's probably why they wasn't fucking with it. But nah, man, I own this show. You do what you want, man. I'm not gonna stop nobody from, you know what I'm saying. But let
wanna
me ask
answer,
y'all,
Jay?
man.
You want to answer? You want to
The haters,
speak to
man.
the
What do
haters?
how do y'all feel about that? You know what I'm saying? People in it
Yeah,
sometimes
like-
be your own people.
It definitely come from all angles and shit. Like, you never know where it's gonna come from, but like that hate and shit, that just let you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You actually hot. You actually making moves. So I take it as motivation, and it's like, because a lot of motherfuckers didn't think I'll be as nice as I am or making the type of moves that's being made and shit like that, and it's a satisfying feeling. I'm like, oh damn, you still doing that same shit? You ain't elevate yet? All right, I did. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Sure.
I don't really be tripping about, you know, people hating, because that comes with the territory of being great.
That it does.
Exactly. And I just
Uh,
to piggyback
that
off
answer.
that, if you ain't hating on the nigga, you mean then I'm doing something wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not the type that like go for validation in the conventional ways. Hating on me is a big validation for me. You know what I mean? Hate on me. You know what I mean?
I've heard that.
You know
I've
what I
heard a
mean?
lot of people say if somebody's not hating what I'm doing, I'm not doing something right.
Because if right, I'm not. It's the same thing. It's like this. If you walk down the street with your chick and don't nobody head turn, I must be walking with the wrong chick. You feel what I'm saying? Like Niggas
Hey,
be all
man,
mad. Why you looking at
that
my girl?
sound like
All this other extra shit. Oh, look at my bitch. You say like, please, because if you're not looking at my bitch,
I
why she
believe
wasn't
him,
looking, I
yo.
might need.
I don't know why, but I do.
I believe him,
right.
yo.
Like, I'm
I
just
can't
saying,
argue with that logic.
You know, I mean, that's I see it as an unconventional form of validation, though. You mean so keep
No,
that.
I mean,
you know, they can keep it coming.
I
you
think
saying?
I don't think it's unconventional because I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody has their own levels of success. You know what I'm saying? What is success look like to you might not look the same to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or somebody else. So I think that you need to keep that energy because it's not unconventional. It's conventional for you and it's what works for you. Everybody
that.
has their own reward system. You know what I mean? If I make this much money, then I feel like I've made it. If I have this kind of car, I feel like I made it. If I have one person watch my show, I feel like I made it. Hi, Mom. You know what I'm saying? So it just feels like I just but no, man, because I
That's
tell
funny.
people, like, I don't care how many people watch the show. I don't care about the numbers. None of that shit matters. Because here's the thing. I live in Ohio, Akron, Ohio. Small ass Akron, Ohio. You feel me? I done talked to people in Cali, Philly, Canada, you know what I'm saying, all over, and I haven't left my house. So that to me is an accomplishment because again, we weren't supposed to be here. And look who we're here with. We're here with people who are on their way or in the way of being big. I tell people I feel like we're a stepping stone because a lot of people that come on here go to do greatness. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like having people on because if that's true, fuck it, let's get everybody on. Let's make everybody great. Why not? We all
room
eat,
for
we all
everybody.
win. It don't matter to me about the accolades because whether I get it, I ain't never had it, so I can't miss something I ain't never had.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Once again, sound logic.
I mean, so I can't argue with your logic about the unconventional because it's not unconventional. It's conventional to you. So if it works for you, that's what you run with. So you all have different styles. I want to get into that because I've seen camps with a lot of rappers, but they all sound the same. A sound like B and B sound like D, you know what I'm saying, and Z sound like A. And you be like, damn, these niggas all came from the same school of P. Diddy writing. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, nobody sounds different. Like, nobody has their own voice. Like, so I want y'all to each touch on your own different style because people need to know this so they can get in tune, so they know when I'm listening to DJ, I'm hearing something else. When I'm listening to Will, I'm hearing something else. When I'm listening to Quick, I'm listening to something else. You know what I'm saying?
JD, yeah.
JD, I'm tired, brother. Hold on. Don't
Sorry.
correct me. It's my show. No, I'm saying, no, I'm fucking with you. No, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of dyslexic, and it's been a day.
Shit, yeah, I'm the same way.
I was
I'm
like,
dyslexic as hell.
I feel like
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
I was looking like, oh shit, no. But no, man, I want y'all to touch on your styles, man, because I think that's big because y'all all have a different style, but it's not like a style that's around. I'm gonna say that because, and I want y'all to come up with a name with it. Y'all need to name your own style because y'all have your own style. Like y'all need to market that shit. I'm big on people marketing their brand and marketing what they have and making sure they put their stakes in it. Y'all have a sound that's unique to y'all. So my advice is name that shit. I don't care what you call it. Just don't call it Blue Magic. You name that shit anything you want. It's Blue Magic. It's trademarked. It's out here. But nah, man, y'all need, because I'm telling y'all, it's serious. Like the way shit is going, like even it's some whack ass styles, but they got names to it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all need to, I'm just, put your name on it. But no, man, go tell everybody your style, man, and let them know, you know what I'm saying, the vibe that your music gives. Because, and y'all all have a different vibe. That's the thing. Y'all have a different rap style, and y'all have a different vibe to your music. But it works, you know what I mean? Because it's not like they hear a CD and they're getting the same thing from everybody. It's different, you know what I'm saying? And people need to know that because that's what we want them to do.
Word. Hey, well, you can start this one off, you know what I'm saying?
Unmute, partner.
Come on, play a partner.
Unmute, partner. We can't hear you.
Muted.
Oh, it's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong going crazy.
We lost him. He'll be back.
He probably wasn't
Nah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Like my sound, like I'm definitely a Philly dude, you know what I'm saying? But I don't speak like it. My accent is different, and the way that I even, the way that I speak is like in rap is just something different that's not really Philly, but I'm a Philly dude, so it's like a totally different flavor of it. It's like that's why I just named my tape Northside Anomaly because I'm from the North Side, but I'm something different. I'm out of the norm. So like I just really talk about real life situations and try to be as authentic as possible. Like I don't speak about nothing that I haven't done, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's real authentic, getting money, or like I talk about getting money. I talk about street shit. I make love songs, like just whatever I'm feeling. I get on a dope ass beat and I try to translate what the beat is saying. So like I have many different styles. I can't really, like you say, come up with a name. I might have to come up with about 5 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, ain't nobody.
That's okay.
It's your shit. Can't nobody stop you. Only you
Yeah,
can stop you.
If I had to give this nigga style a name, I call it that gritty trap. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I hear my brothers, especially on like some of my favorite songs by him, where he get into give you that different voice that he got. Like I see movies playing. You feel what I'm saying? Like he got that like that thug skater sound, like that real shit, like that nigga that ride his skateboard through the hood and you thought you was gonna talk shit. He hopped off that joint and cracked your ass with that skateboard and rolled off for your dumb ass music, like real shit, like because it's like I don't know. I just it's the skater
It's
part.
grimy.
I guess it's like it's the extremeness. Like it's extremity. Like you know what I'm saying, like knuckle slid across his cheek, and I shattered his nose. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's extremity. Like you feel me? Like that's so to me. You feel what I'm saying? I would say like like that gritty trap. That gritty trap. That's just gritty, nigga.
Word.
That shit hard, bro.
Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Go ahead, Steph.
Will, before your mic got unmuted and muted and messed up, man, tell the people your style, man, and your vibe to your music.
Yeah, so my style is like that player Pretty Tony, like Pimp C vibes. I'm talking smooth shit. I could be universal. I can talk trap shit. I can talk soul. I can talk philosophical. Like whatever you want, I can give to you. I'm like that Swiss Army knife, so you can call me like Andre 3 Stacks for real, for real. So I try to make sure that everything that I do is fluent and organic. And I'm all about bars at the end of the day. Like that's what I grew up on. I grew up on bars. I grew up on like hard hitting, like boom bap rap.
Lyricist. Feel you. I feel
So
you.
what? Playboy lyricist.
Yeah, Playboy lyrics.
Playboy lyricist. All right.
Playboy lyricist.
I like that.
I got a nice ring to it too, man. I like that.
Appreciate that.
Gang. I like that. I like that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to, you know.
You heard it here first.
That's a good show. I like that.
Hey, in 5 years, they motherfuckers be using these names. I'm like, damn, I ain't get a cent. I should have copyrighted it.
Don't forget. Real shit.
Hey, man, but I love to see it, man, because like I said,
me?
it's the
Oh, what?
positivity. Yeah, you.
Me. Well, my shit has kind of been given a name by
I like the name too, though.
by a listener. You know what I'm saying? Slap of Land music is what it's been deemed as. And I liked it. I liked it when main man heard what he heard. He's like, "This some Slap of Land music right here." Like,
Yeah, slap
like
of lame music.
I like that. I like that. So yeah, I run with that because that's how I feel. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of times my music is aimed at.
For all the lame niggas out there, for all the lame niggas.
Aimed at them niggas.
Sorry, I had to just one time for them, man. You know,
Gotta give them a shout out from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they get addressed. You know? They get addressed. They get addressed a lot. So,
Yeah, it's like
I feel like a lot of times in this rap shit, you would just look in these motherfuckers' face. You could just hear in their voice, like it's just not them. And they got a little, they say catchy shit, and somebody around them got a little couple dollars for the chain around their neck and put them in front of a camera, and you get around them, and that's just not them. Yeah, so you mean across the board, we keep it authentic here for that
Be
reason.
yourself.
So,
you got to. I mean, especially in the music game, you definitely, because nowadays, cats is getting their cars full for being not what they say on tracks. So I think it's easy to just be yourself and not go through all that. But I guess when they throwing money in your face, it's easy to get caught up.
Man, you got my brain working right now. I'm horrible with names, but like I definitely gotta goddamn put a stamp on the flavor, you know, on like the style and shit.
real shit.
Oh man,
Definitely
hey,
gotta come.
that's yours, man. Keep it. You
Yeah,
like it, keep
yeah,
it. If it don't work for you, you know what I'm saying, give it back. I'll find a new one.
We gotta come up with something.
It'll come out. It'll go to use.
Trust me, man. I don't sleep at night, so I'm always thinking of different things, man. And like I said, I'm big on not just branding, but I grew up in the wrestling era. You know what I mean? I grew up watching wrestling. Over the top, you know what I'm saying? Big characters, showmanship. So when I started the show, that was part of it. Like, I'm going to be me times 10. If they thought they was going to hate me normal, you know what I'm saying? What they think they know.
They gonna
hate
fucking
me when that camera open and that mic crack open. I'm me. It's just amplified because you don't get to see me in normal life. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna show you what normal life is like with me in 1 hour versus maybe 24 days. So I'm big on, you know what I'm saying, having something that defines you. And in the music game, I heard a rapper say, well, my style is kind of like Drake. And I was like, why don't your style be like you?
Right.
Like, I mean, it's cool.
Because everybody
You know
want to
what
do
I'm
what's
saying?
up. Everybody want to do what's up.
And that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
And at
I'm not
times
with
you
that.
got to. At times you do have to. At times you
Don't
have
get me
to,
wrong.
but
Don't get me wrong.
you got to be able to
You're
sell
right.
yourself. You got to be able to sell yourself.
And again, that's what I'm big on. Like, if you don't like my show because it's me, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's nobody else is gonna be this show but me. You feel me? So it's easy to get caught up in that. But like I said, I'm big on branding yourself. Like I said, I've been learning and researching a little bit, man, and just looking at some of the things, like even like because I'm in the podcast game, so I look at other podcasters and see what's worked for them, see what doesn't work for them. You know what I'm saying?
And then
it's
put
a
your
lot
own
that
flavor on it.
I remix it. I take that
Yeah.
song and I remix it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take everything I didn't like about this hook, these bars, and I'm gonna put my own shit on it and make it my own. And it's been working. So I'm big on that, like making something your own. Owning what you do, ownership. We
Word.
talk a lot about that.
Ownership,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Owning your shit, like owning your brand, owning your style, owning the way you do things. Because believe it or not,
Brand.
people are gonna pay you for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
say
People are
a
gonna pay
brand.
you to be.
Yeah, we keep the brand on us. You
We say
understand?
the
I feel you. And you got to. Everywhere you go, that's what they should see. You know what I'm saying? Because your brand is gonna speak for you. Sometimes your brand will get you into places you might not be able to get.
Word.
You know what I mean? I didn't, like I said, this little hoodie dude behind me got me in some doors talking to some people that I didn't expect to talk to. So that's why I say, you know what I'm saying, put a name on y'all style. Because y'all have a style that's unique to y'all. You put that name on it, sooner or later people gonna try to use it. Now, in the words of my man Quick, that is motivation. Because now you got people trying to jockey y'all style.
Excuse me, goddamn.
So when they walking down the streets, they like, yeah, man, I'm doing this slapping lane music. But here's the thing. They're not quick, so it's not going to be the same. So that's the thing about people trying to steal your brand. They can get the blueprint, they can get the playbook, but they can't run it because they ain't you.
They ain't that blue magic.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody can call this shit what the shit tomorrow, and guess what? This shit still gonna pop because they ain't got me. They ain't got Chris. They ain't got Courtney. They ain't got some of the networks we got. You know what I'm saying? Some of the connections we made. So that's why I'm telling y'all, man, y'all going places. Put y'all name, build your brand. Y'all already started. Y'all already got it, man. Y'all already going.
Yeah, it's LSTG on everything, you know.
And put that on everybody's head every time they see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Everything.
Everybody.
I'll put that bitch on a baby's back if I have to, just to get a motherfucker to know where we at. You know what I'm saying?
Why everybody else doing gimmicks? Yeah,
we got hoodies for the ladies.
You gotta give that flavor, like you said, JDA. You gotta get that flavor, no matter where you at. You know, you don't want to be. I sound like Drake, or I'm the next Kanye, or whatever. You got to stand out.
I mean, if that's what you aspire to, I mean, you know,
that's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing.
I mean, whatever.
If you just said that showmanship.
For me, like I said, I watch. It's all about, because we all know y'all musicians, y'all rappers, man, y'all artists. Y'all know the guy who might have the weakest rhyme, but he got a little flair to him. So people gonna flock to that a little bit. And then you got real cats who, you know what I'm saying, I might not move, but I'm gonna give you these lyrics. He might not get the same love because he's not flashy, he not dancing, he not, you know what I'm saying, popping and locking and all this other stuff. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, I wouldn't worry about too much of that, because flash in the pans are just that, they're flash in the pans. Substance lasts. You know what I mean?
I mean, bullshit is here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah,
man, it's here today, gone today. Some cases,
right. Especially nowadays. A good example of somebody who, you know, has a standout and is given showmanship and still has substance. Busta Rhymes. Started out with Leaders in the New School, like yo, this dude is live, like on fire live, and then it was like all it took was one track.
Man, but all that shit was bad for his knees.
That was definitely one of my favorites, one of my all times. One of my
he creative as fuck.
Yeah, his music videos was something else for its time, man, because wasn't nobody doing shit like Busta was doing. Because it's hard. First, he's animated as fuck.
Exactly.
So when you already animated and you moving weird and you moving crazy, ain't nobody trying to match that energy. It's hard to match that energy. That's why ain't nobody doing no verses with him. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Busta Rhymes has his own style. It's that fucking...
That nigga get on the John and bomb your dumbass.
Quick! On your own shit.
Some different shit.
Your own shit, right.
That's where, and that's honestly that nigga where I got that shit from. That's one thing. It's crazy because like when people ask me about my style, my favorites, I don't really bring him up much, but I will say that like that everything you ever heard of him, Meth, Eminem, like Red, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know, not so much. Like as far as if they on some shit, especially Outkast, Outkast, they the best nigga on it. Like Bus used to, especially when Bus had that feature run.
Yeah, his shit was long.
His shit was it wasn't. I don't think there was nothing he wasn't featured on.
He was bombing.
That's like
T-Pain. Like he definitely like
that man. Cats want to buy the record. I'm like, oh, he on that Janet Jackson joint. I was already getting it.
Yeah, I didn't really fucking feel Janet, but Busta Rhymes on that shit was so smooth. I was like, you know what, fuck it.
And the video was crazy.
The video, that video was fucking crazy.
And you wouldn't have never thought something at that tempo with his high energy, it still fit.
He slowed it down a little bit.
He slowed it down, and it made it work.
You know how to make music. Like he don't just rap. Like a lot of people just rap and they just think like, oh, all right, that's gonna get me far. But you gotta know how to actually construct a song and make music and like make it sound like something instead of you sitting there always trying to like beat it down, thinking you know you're gonna get far. Like, you know, nowadays these youngsters, man, they don't want to just hear bars no more. They want to hear music. Like they want to hear like something that's gonna make them dance and make videos on TikTok with and stuff. Yeah. So you know it's like you got sometimes be able to reach certain areas while still being you and understanding. And that's one thing that Buster always did, man. He always understood the role. And it was, you got to make music at the end of the day. I'm going to still give you me, but I'm going to give you me with this extra like vibe and extra like animation to it.
Yeah.
Man, Buster was definitely one of those ones, man. How do I want to put this? What is the goal? Like, what does this year and beyond? What is the plan?
The goal is to really make Lost Society like what's the words like in home, like everybody know.
Household name.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody know we gonna turn Lost Society into a big label, like competing with the majors, you know what I'm saying? And like this year we just gonna do our part as artists and play our roles into taking it one step at a time to really take it there, because we trying to take over and we're going to take over. Ain't no trying about it. We get shit done around here. So it's like we just really, when they hear the words Lost Society, they're gonna know it's well respected and you're gonna get great quality. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get what you're looking for. Yeah.
They're gonna love us. They're gonna want to hear everything.
That's the purpose of being a powerhouse. To be a powerhouse.
I can feel that.
And in that, like once we got the reach, that for ourselves that we look for, like, I personally, I'm on a mission to see the East get back into a power position, and not even just in a way like like the South been stomping on shit for so long. Atlanta really kind of like run the wave of how today's music goes for the most part. There's a lot of emerging sounds going on right now, which is dope. But the A been had a lot on shit for a long time. And the East used to be the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? The East is the Mecca. The East is the origin, the origin. And it's even if you look at the West, like how they kind of don't really even be trying to compete at a national level because they have so much success, like
they got people.
What's the word I want to use? I don't know, like it's kind of like contained out there, like you can be big as fuck out there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta hear your music nowhere else, and you can be out there bubbling and going crazy, you know what I'm saying? And,
Cali has been able to pretty much put a bubble on their stuff.
Insulate. That's it's kind of like it's insulated.
You can move out there different than you move out here, because you can go out there and get on the radio once and people think you're a star. I mean, I know a guy who went out there, he's doing his thing.
It's like that, like in Cali, DC, in some areas, like in DC, NY was like that. So yeah, you got certain areas where you got, I guess you could say, the locals like really hit, they just on fire in those areas. That's just what it is. And then by the time, like the Bay Area in Cali, like by the time it just hits the rest of the country, it's like y'all niggas late.
Well, Atlanta was like that for the longest. Like I had people who stay in Atlanta and they used to come up here, like the T.I. album. When I'm Serious came out, his first like major album, my cousin brought it up. I stole it. He never got it back. And then a couple months later, cats was bumping it, and I'm just like, they're like, oh yeah, this new T.I. I said, brother, I got people in Atlanta. That shit came out 6 months ago, 7 months ago. You know what I mean? He just now, and that's the problem with up north. It trickles down so slow, like, especially in like the Midwest area, we get stuff a little later. So it's hot here to us, but then it's like cats out like Cali, you know what I'm saying? They down in Atlanta, like, we haven't had that for a while. Right. So, but I think everybody can start that.
We're trying to change that narrative. We're trying to make it so the East Coast, when you come out here, instead of you feeling like you locked in and you can't do nothing, we gonna open up these doors so that way, as an artist, you can feel comfortable to do you and know that you'll be able to make revenue and fans and love while still being in the East Coast. And that's
Yeah.
that's where it comes down to. Like we gotta bring back that Bad Boys like era where it was all you hear was your people that you grew up with or people that are around that you see and that you can touch and be like, yo, I know this person. So,
Hmm.
we try and create that lane. We trying to make it so, when people start listening to us, listening to whoever else comes behind us, they can be like, yo, like these cats is dope. But that joint already then went triple platinum over here in New York or in Connecticut or something. Like it already then hit like numbers already. Y'all just get into it late. That's what we want to change.
Yeah.
Definitely on the way. Man, we're gonna have to do this again. I definitely gotta have y'all back. Um, it's crazy this season, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. I've been kind of not cutting people short, but a lot more interviews. And I know y'all know this. We talked about this. But I definitely got to get y'all back, man, because there's so much more I want to hit on. But before I get y'all out of here, I want y'all to tell people, one, what y'all got coming out next, two, where they can find you, and three, to name y'all styles again, because I know y'all was thinking. I know, you know what I'm saying? Well, Will got his, you know what I'm saying? Quick got his, man. JD, we need you to get yours, man. We need you to.
Yeah, I gotta come up with something.
You got the gritty extreme trap, man. We can go with that, or you can, you know what I'm saying? We can. I will let you figure it out, man. But we need to know next time for sure. But no, man,
Yeah,
tell the
I
people
got you.
everywhere they can find you, man. All the social media handles, everything y'all got going on, how they can get in love with y'all, how they can stay in touch with y'all, and yeah, that.
Go ahead, Jack.
So, all my social medias is JDA, with no period, as y'all see it on the screen, JDA, and like I'm on all platforms. And I just dropped a mixtape called Northside Anomaly. You know what I'm saying? That joint doing crazy numbers right now.
Where can they get it?
So it's on all platforms. Whatever you listen to music on, that's where you're gonna find it at. Just type in JDA Northside Anomaly. That's my handles on everything. And I just dropped that one, and tomorrow I got a video coming out for We Ain't the Same featuring
We
Big
ain't the
Quick.
same.
Yeah, so tap into that video tomorrow, drop
Tap
some
in.
likes, run them
in.
streams up. And just look forward to it, because I'm definitely going to be dropping another project real soon. Now that I'm got everything situated, the music about to be flooding in. So JDA on everything that you're looking for me on.
Will, give him some of that player stuff, man. Kick him that player shit to him real quick, man.
You said, what happened?
Will, kick some of that player. That wasn't player. Will, you
Let him
supposed
know
to
where you
come
at. Let him know where you at.
He said that wasn't player,
Oh,
bro.
you want to know what
Now-
the text is? Oh yeah, no, for sure. So you can find me. You know what I'm saying? Chilling in the Himalayas. Say no, all real talk though. Real talk though. You can find me everywhere at DGL Will. I'm on everything, every little thing that you could think of. I'm on. I might not be literally on it, but I'm on there.
Close. You close.
You know what I'm saying? I just dropped Pressure with JDA, the guy right there. That's out right now. Definitely about to work on a video for that. So it's gonna be something like crazy. It's gonna be a big move.
It's gonna be a
And
movie.
you know what I'm saying? And soon I got that Pimp by Blood. I mean, oh, damn, I'm fucking up.
Not player, Will. That's not player, Will.
Take 3, goddammit.
No, I got my EP, Pimpin' Ain't Dead, that's coming up next, within a year. But in the meantime, go holler at JD for that, that Northside Anomaly. That's the hottest thing out right now. You know what I'm saying? And by all means, You know, if you need some player ways, holla at your boy.
Holla at your fucking boy. Yeah, that Northside anomaly is fucking crazy.
Yeah, bitch, go up.
Tap in, dog. Tap into that job. Go holler at my brother for that, man. That job is really crazy.
Quick, man, where can they find you?
Where they find me? All right, man. I'm on the gram. I ain't really too many other places. I ain't gonna lie.
That's it.
I'm on the gram.
Grand, that's it.
Big quick underscore HWG. But on there, I got the link in my bio to all streaming platforms. Basically my artist page on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon, iTunes. You know, all that. Also, everything we drop goes straight to your stories. You can use it as your sounds on your TikTok or your gram, your Facebook, whatever. Everything we drop is on there. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Yeah, me and Brody dropped this masterpiece behind me, iconic. You know what I'm saying? We dropped that last July. That's still out there on everything. Tap in, get some bars. Get some bars, see how we coming.
Oh yeah, and you said you like wrestling. We got a track called Ric Flair on there.
Yeah,
you gotta check it out.
Tap into that. Tap into that. You know what I'm saying?
So here's what I need. When y'all drop them videos, I need y'all to shoot them to me. I need to get it out there to the people.
For sure.
So when y'all drop that, you said the one's dropping tomorrow.
Yeah,
I need that tonight.
Dropping tomorrow.
I need that tonight.
Will
you drop yours? I need those, man.
I'm dropping a double.
Grab that merch too, man.
In the March too, you know what I'm saying? So definitely
well, at the end of the March, we had to get y'all. Matter of fact, here's what we're gonna do. Keep y'all calendars open. May, I want to say the 5th through the 11th. I'm bringing y'all back. We're gonna bring y'all back. We're running this back. May 11th. We're gonna run it back and be in touch for sure. What I need y'all to do, people. Hey, man, I hope we all live by that time. But in the meantime, in between time, Philly in the building. One society, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Like I said, maybe running it back when the videos drop. I need y'all to get those to me, man. Go enjoy y'all nights, man. They got music dropping, people. Get with it or get lost, society-wise. So, appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. We will be running this back. Enjoy y'all nights, man. Lost society.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Sure.
Gang.
You know what's up? Hit the
Quick.
I don't know how to get out.
We got more guests. There's more guests. Yes.
What's happening?
We're moving. Author and host of the Vibe Session every Sunday night. My man, please. I gotta let you introduce yourself, man, because you know how this game works. You know how to do this, man.
Well, not really. Hey man, little pot McElvin, man. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So let's jump to the Vibe Sessions first, because we're gonna get into the book. One, tell the people what it is and how did that come about.
Vibe Sessions, man. It's a platform. We discuss life, love, and music. So myself and my brother Nitty Green from the group Riff, we was talking about it for a minute. Like, this was long before the pandemic. We was like, we got to get something going, right? So our original idea was to just kind of like put a crew together and get some cameras and just kind of like meet people where they were, right? And just try to get do just random questions, whether it be music, whether it be life, what regardless of what it is, just kind of like, meet people where they were, just kind of touch some people and just kind of feel what people were mentally at that particular time. So we talked about it, but things were moving for everyone. So what we did was we never got to it, right? So then, the unsuspected pandemic happens, right? So originally he was going to put one together with the group, the guys from the group, just so that they could stay visible while the pandemic was happening. And whatever happened, that didn't happen. The guys, I guess they wasn't with, doing the whole podcast thing. So
Everybody ain't built for it.
yeah, pretty much. So what happened was he hit me one day. He was like, "Bruh, your book is coming out. Why don't you jump on with me and let me just interview you about the book. Let's just talk about this book and let's see where we're going with it so people can kind of understand what's going on out here." So I did. We got on. He interviewed me, and then we got a real nice response to the interview, man. And then he was like, "Yo, we got to do a part two." So we ended up doing a part two to the interview. And before we even finished that interview, he was like, "Yo, we got to come back with it, man. We got to come back with it, right?" So he and we talked along with his lady Danielle, who's the producer, Danielle Silva, and they were like, "Listen, why don't you just co-host the show with me? Vibe sessions. We could discuss life, love, and music, and let's just see where it takes us." So we did, man, and we started inviting some of our old peers back from '90s, the '90s R&B artists. We started bringing some of those guys on, and then we'd have those moments where we did open up and talk about, life's relationships, not just love between man and woman, but parental relationships, family relationships. So we have those moments where we discuss those things as well. And man, it's been fun, man. It's been a fun ride, man. I have fun doing it. I enjoy it, man. And you guys know, man, you can have those moments, man. Each one teach one, where you really are learning things, man, that you really didn't know, not just about that individual, but maybe about that particular topic, right?
Yeah.
And man, it's just like it's been a growing period, man, for me personally, mentally, emotionally, man. It's just been like something, man. It's been a growth period, man, where I felt like with everything that we were going through with the particular pandemic, that we all needed that. We needed that outlet, right? Because what we didn't want to do is oversaturate social media with more of the same of everything that was going on, talking about the virus, talking about, stimulus, talking about people losing jobs, talking about people losing family members. But it was just because all of us, we were losing, right? So if we didn't physically lose someone, we were losing in some way. So it was just like we just needed to give people an outlet to come in, man, and enjoy that hour, right? Let's laugh. Let's chop it up. Let me help you understand that we know what you're feeling, and you're not the only one feeling that. So don't get too down on yourself, man, to whereas you want to give up, because we're all in it together. And when we did that, man, and the people that come in the chat, man, it's great because they just take care of one another emotionally. So if someone's sharing something in the chat, there's always another person to say, "We're praying for you. We got you. We understand you." And man, that's been, for me, that's been the blessing in the entire thing, man. Just to have people connect in a way where, they're like, wow, this is helpful to everyone. And yeah, it's fun, man. I enjoy it, man. We're on every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we just go out there, man, and have a blast. That's all.
I've been in a few episodes. I've caught a few, man, and y'all, it's crazy because y'all dynamic, it works. You know what I mean? And like those some of the things y'all touch on, it's needed. I know what we do here, we don't really provide a public service sometimes. We just like to talk shit and have fun, man. But it's sort of along the same lines because we had that thing which is like when this show started, a lot of people was going through a lot mentally. I mean, just like you said, we was losing people physically, mentally, or spiritually. A lot of people were getting lost. So I wanted to provide, whether it was an hour, a half hour, however long we started to go, man, just a place for people to, get some of that off of you and just come laugh and just have a good time. So I think more shows like that are needed. Everybody does the pandemic angle and all that, but I mean, some people just need that love and that laughter. I feel like that's one of those medicines. So I definitely think they should tune into the show every Sunday at 7. I've caught it. Like I said, I've caught it, and it was a wonderful thing. Um, let's get into the book. Um, and I want you to tell people how this book came about before we get to the name and everything.
Well, the book came about naturally. I was in a marriage, and there was a divorce that took place, right? But this book happened maybe years later, man. So like for a minute, I was just I just the creative part of me. It was kind of like I just kept hearing this thing transition, transition, transition. So I'm like, I was telling my lady at the time, like, listen, I really don't know what it's about, but I ignored it, like we often do, right? And so then it kept hitting me. Then I started, having random conversations with people, and it was like, man, your transition was, pretty special, right? In the way you handled it. So then it all started coming together. Like, man, maybe I really need to write about this particular experience of mine, right? Because we always hear about divorce from the woman's side. We always hear the female's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we never hear the male's perspective at all. Why? Because as men, man, we always want to be macho about everything, right? And ignore the fact that we are emotional beings as well. So what happens is, right, what happened was I was like, let me put this in writing, my experience, right? So maybe I can help somebody else. And that's what I did, man. I opened up the laptop, man, and I started writing, man, in no particular order, right? Started writing, and like the ideas started flowing, the concept started flowing, and man, we put it together, man, and it was just so many different elements. Though once you get into that, man, you can't just be like, okay, this is all I'm gonna say and leave it at that, because then you're going to cheat. Not only are you going to cheat yourself, you're going to cheat someone else, right? That you're really trying to help. Yeah. So it's like, you just got to be open and honest. So I wanted to be an open book. I wanted to be vulnerable about the situation. Didn't want to pull any punches. I just wanted to be open and honest and letting people know, like, listen, man, this is what my journey was like. This is what I went through, because at the end of the day, I know I'm not the only one that had that same feeling when they went through that particular journey.
Yeah,
that is deep. I want, because we spoke on something like earlier when we came on. Right now, there's a lot of people who are going through transitions right now, just kind of going through different emotions and different things. Where do you stand on as far as mental health with men? Because that's a subject that doesn't get approached a lot. You just said it yourself, like a lot of guys, when we go through something, we feel we have to be macho. We feel we have to act like it never happened or it didn't hurt.
We're just internalizing it.
Yeah, we bottle it up. Where are you at on as far as like just that aspect of things?
Well, here it is. My family and I, we just had this conversation probably 2 weeks ago, right? Because, and I think it all stems from, let's understand where it starts at, right? These internal wounds, that's what I like to call them. They're internal wounds. They start growing up, right? Let's just think about the Black culture, right? Think about when you were a little boy, you fall and you hurt yourself. What's the first thing a man in your family will tell you? You better not cry, right?
Walk it off.
But, yeah, but why?
Walk
it
off.
Hurts, right? Why? It hurts, right? We feel too. So it's just that stigma, man, that we've always carried throughout life, right? And no one ever wanted to correct it. We just want to continue that horrible trend, right? So now we wonder why we have so many angry Black men in the street. are young black men, right? It's because of things like this. Oh, you're this if you cry. You're that. No, I'm still a man, but I'm just like I just have to get this emotion out so I can relieve myself. I tell you, I have a son who actually, man, for a while who was dealing with mental health, right? And I didn't understand it, but when he spoke to myself and his moms about it, we never said, "Oh, you just," you know what I mean? It was like, okay, well, if there's something wrong, let's see what we can do to get help, right? Because again, it's taboo for black people to go sit down with a therapist and get their self together emotionally, right? Because again, oh, you crazy. Every time you go see a therapist, you crazy. No, I'm not crazy. It's just it's just some mental and emotional thing that I just can't deal with myself, right? And who can you trust more than someone you don't know to talk about it, right? So you go see a therapist. Why? Because if you talk to someone in the family, they're gonna get on the phone. Well, you heard such and such going through that, right? And now what happens is now you go back into that sheltered place, right? Because now you're being judged. So the only thing to do is go to a therapist. So man, this young man came to me, man. He said, "Dad, I need help." That's my superhero. I call him that every single day I speak to him. When I call, he's out in college. He's in Florida in college. And when I call him and I talk to him, I ask him every day. But I do this with all my boys. I need a number, right? So that's our mental health check-in on a scale from 1 to 10. Give me a number. And based on where you are, then we need to talk about that, right? But also I let them know that it's okay not to be okay, man. Because this life thing happens and it beats us down, right? So I know as an older black man, I struggle with a lot of things. So how can I expect my younger black men to just be like, whatever? No, like, you know what I mean? Like, so we need this number to check in with one another so that we can get each other right. Because we're all responsible for each other. So mental health with men, I think, man, like you say, it definitely, and not just athletes, right? Because the athletes are starting to do it, man, and that's cool, right? Because we always want to trend off something that's popular.
Yeah.
We never want to just dig in. Like, we never want to, if we see someone that's an athlete making millions of dollars, they're talking about mental health, we support that all day. If we see our homeboy that we grew up with that's talking about mental health, yo, this dude crazy. What's wrong with him?
And I think that's a problem.
A real problem.
Because we are seeing that more and more. And to touch on what you, as far as telling family, it's almost like your family doesn't believe you have a problem or they don't want to address it.
That's yeah.
And the issue lies in I'm gonna say it, family secrets, those skeletons in the closet, you know what I mean? A lot of those don't get fixed. You know, it's a vicious cycle of the things you see as a kid you kind of repeat as a man, you know, and then your son sees you doing that, so now when they, you know, and it's that cycle we need to break. And sometimes it's hard to break because as black people we don't often get those tools that other counterparts get, because nobody believes in therapy at psychobabble. Talking your feelings out makes you feel like less of a man. Sometimes they say, you know, your dad's not telling you, you know, butterflies and rainbows. He's telling you, you know, hard things, you know. So it gets to a point to where, like what you're doing with your sons, it's big, and we all need to adopt some kind of method like that. Just because to break that cycle, it starts with one, but it takes more.
And that's I commend you for setting a standard with your boys on checking their mental health and checking on each other and expressing that, because we do get this, as you said, eternal wounds, and it's demonized within, especially in the black family, in the black households. You know, it's a demonizing culture that for several reasons. They don't realize it's demonizing because it's a cycle that they're stuck in and don't realize it. Not realizing or recognizing mental sickness, not knowing how to deal with mental health, period, or just, and that's not just with men, it's with men and women, and then like DC said, like the family secrets. So it's a multi-tiered issue.
Yeah.
I think we don't have the tools to even properly recognize what mental breakdowns look like, because a lot of times it's looked at as ain't nothing wrong with them, they just seeking attention.
Crazy. Yeah,
Or,
they crazy. Yeah.
You know,
That's our favorite word, crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
For everything,
That,
right?
or
We
no-
define
Nothing else
everything.
makes sense, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because we don't understand it, right? So instead of just saying, "Hey, we don't understand what's going on," so maybe we need to sit down and figure this thing out. Oh, they crazy. Nobody wants to be responsible, and that's my thing. No one ever wants to be responsible. Everybody just always want to be like, whatever, right? But then we as people, it's so baffling to me, right? Is that we always try to walk around like it's all good. Why are you all tore up inside trying to look good for another person that's just as tore up inside as you are, right? Instead of talking this thing out, not only healing yourself, but helping that other individual heal, right?
Right.
So
right.
now we start this conversation and more people get engaged in conversations like this, right? And we can begin the healing process. But why don't we want to begin the healing process? Because we fear that pain.
I think some people like feeling that pain. Some people have got so used
They
to
like to
being
live in that.
hurt.
Yeah.
And so used to being the victim that it's easier to be a victim than it is a survivor.
I'm gonna quote Jennifer Lewis. She said, "When you are in shit for so long, you stop smelling the shit." That's just what it is, and it's really no other way to look at it. They like living in the pain. That's their coping mechanism.
I need to get some of these comments up here. I've been slacking on my pimping.
And that's because no one really showed them how to deal with it.
True.
Right.
So a lot of times we like to credit stuff to, they grown, they should know. Yeah, but if you were never taught, I don't care how old you are. If you were never taught how to play basketball, just because you're a certain age, don't mean you're gonna go out there and shoot the rock.
I done seen some 7-foot bums. So it wasn't them. But that's true though, man. Because if you don't have the tools, it's hard for you to do something, and it's weird and it's crazy at the same time. I like that quote right there.
2 dead batteries waiting to be charged.
That's my cousin, man. That. Sheila. What's up, Sheila? That's my cousin from the Bronx, man.
It is a conversation that need to be had. We've had it a few times on this platform. I've seen it on your guys' platform. I've seen it a lot, and I'm proud. I'm happy to see it because as someone who grew up in that cycle of not knowing, and I still sometimes don't know, because I didn't get the loving family side of things. You know what I mean? But having a wife and a son, I'm trying. And that's the thing. Sometimes you like making that effort. It's cool, but you really gotta try. Because it's easy to say you are, but you gotta put in that work. And nowadays, especially like these last few years, I know it's been hard on everybody. You're trying to work, you're trying to take care of home, you're trying to do all these things, and it just feel like it's never quite right. You know what I mean? It's never quite enough. And it's easy to get beat down in those defeats, but you can't, because it's easy to quit. You know what I mean? You can't quit.
But that's that loser's mentality, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna just shut it down, right? So, and that's what COVID did. That's what COVID did for a lot of people who has that mentality, right? Because they wanted to be dead anyway, right? Like, you know what I mean? Emotionally, they wanted to die anyway emotionally. So once COVID hit, there's like, oh man, this really it hasn't, right? But now you're gonna ride that wave, right? Because you feel like that's a legitimate excuse or reason. And that's not always the case. You got to push through that. Listen, man, we know it's tough, right? But we just listen, man, as tough as it is. That's why I said we as brothers, when we make connections like this, man, we can't just log off these podcasts, right? And not check in with one another at the end of the day. We can't sit here, right? Have these conversations and the people like check in and they see us have these conversations, right? And then, oh, that was a cool interview. And then not hear from one another again. So we gotta start being responsible in a manner where we say, you know what? Let's take each other's phone numbers, right? Let's make that check-in chain longer, right? Let's check in with all the brothers. Let's grow that. Let's grow that that thing where, yo, Chris, what's your number today? DC, what's your number today, right? Because as brothers, man, we need one another. Because it may be something Chris has. Yeah, it may be something Chris has that I may need. It may be something DC has that I may need, or vice versa, right? But we won't know that if we're not checking in with each other, right? And instead, we're all in our own homes trying to fight this thing ourselves, right? And that's we're never gonna win that way.
No. You know, I besides being on here and having my own podcast, I have TikTok, and every Monday I do Motivational Monday, like a quote. I just do a quote, you know, and just expressing, and I've gotten a lot of really good response because people need that. They need something to turn to. Like, you know what? I was feeling crappy, or I was feeling guilty about saying no about something when I'm so used to doing. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to not feel okay about stuff. You just have to learn. It's
okay to be tired.
Exactly. It's okay to be sick and tired. You know,
yeah. You know, and what's crazy about the way the universe and things work, this show wasn't gonna be this show. I actually had another idea called Bro. It's gonna be Brothers Reaching Out. But I reached out to the brothers who were supposed to do the show with me. They didn't want to do it, or they wasn't serious about it. So I came up with what the shit, because that was my answer to him. Like, but it's but it's true, man, because it's like, and that mentally that messed me up, because it was like everybody was talking about, yeah, let's do something, let's grow. And then when I tried to give you the opportunity, it was like, nah, I'm good. But now it's like, it just, because it wasn't supposed to be, it wasn't, and it was just brothers, you know what I'm saying, guys I grew up with, just kind of talking about life. I mean, kind of what we do here now, but it's more on a I wouldn't say slapstick style, but it's more humor than sternness. You know, it's still the same thing, but we try to lessen the blow. I mean, trying to, because I grew up knowing that I felt laughter was the best medicine. No matter how hard your day is, if you can get a good laugh in, or cry laughing, I don't know. But it just makes you feel better. At least I felt like that. So I felt like was my civic duty to provide was humor. Everybody has their role, and the easier we learn that role, the better I was mentally, as far as knowing what I was doing in some places. When it comes to expressing emotions, that's a whole different ball of wax, which we all need to be able to get past. And it's easier to say and give advice, but it's harder to take that advice when you know I haven't done it right myself, but I feel like this is how it should be done.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes we just need to take our own advice.
And I think that's another thing that's really hard for a lot of people, men and women, is not knowing when to take that advice, their own advice.
Yeah,
you know,
and apply it, right? Yeah,
right.
At which particular moment to apply it, right? So, I mean, but for me, again, We all struggle with those things. So I always try, man. And I tell you, at first, for me, I was like, when I got out of that particular situation, right, and I went through that whole journey and that process, man, it taught me a lot about myself, right? It humbled me because after so many years of being with one individual, man, you become interdependent, right? So now, once that's taken away from you, you're basically starting all over. Now, it's just like leaving home, right? You got to learn how to think for yourself. You got to learn how to walk by yourself. You got to learn how to talk by yourself. And one thing I did not want to do was to just rush into a whole nother situation. This time, I said, you know what? I'm gonna learn me, because a lot of people, we don't know ourselves, and we don't give ourselves the opportunity to know ourselves, right? So I said, I'm going to take this time to really learn me, because how can I be true to the next individual if I really don't know who I am? So I'm going in with a lie, right? So let's build me first. And man, it was some things, man. I had a great supporting cast, man. My family was phenomenal, man. My dad and my uncles, man, they were hardcore with it, but it was all real, right? And it was days, man, I used to look at them like, come on, bro, can y'all just ease up? like just ease up on a brother for a little
man,
bit.
I need to breathe for a minute.
Come on,
just
man.
a minute.
This headache I got right now, man, I can't deal right now with you guys, man. So between those guys, man, and I had some great friends, man, that were really, tolerating me, man. I to the point where I'm like, it was moments, man, we'd be sitting in a circle, man, just cracking jokes, laughing, and then I'm just crying. And they looking at me like, yo, you all right? I'm like, really, I don't know, right? Because it's this mix of emotions, man. But I had a great supporting cast, man. So my thing is, anything that you do, man, you definitely got to surround yourself, man, by a group of positive individuals that can really help, right? But they keep it 100 with you, but they don't try to, like, my crew, my family is the type of dudes, man, where if you're wrong, just because you're on their team, that doesn't mean they're going to agree with you, right? Because I know there was some mistakes I made in this situation to cause this to happen, right? And there were some mistakes she made as well. So again, until we start owning up to our role in things, we're going to always struggle with trying to process the outcome of things. And that's where we get messed up at, right? So I said, this is what I'll do. I'll sit back. I'll go through this pain. This is the only way I'm gonna heal. I'm not gonna cheat the process. I committed to not cheating the process, because again, we already have those internal wounds built from growing pains, growing up. So I just wanted to be better, because what I did not want to do is cheat my kids, because they were younger when we divorced, right? So again, this is a situation that was forced upon them. They didn't ask for this. So I had to make sure as dad, I continued my role into caring and protecting and providing for my kids. So I took myself out of the equation and I moved probably a block away from where they lived. Because what I wasn't going to do, I wasn't going to be a weekend dad. I wasn't going to be a holiday dad. I wasn't going to be a birthday dad. That's never been my role in their life. And that wasn't going to be my role. Okay, I divorced my ex-wife. I didn't divorce my kids. So I wanted them to understand that as tough as this situation is, I'm here. I'm still showing up at football practice. I'm still showing up at football games, back to school nights. And there was days where if you didn't want to go home, you could come to my house. So you still had some sense of normalcy where you still stayed in touch with me daily. So I did that. So my thing, my process of healing was to make sure my kids were good. And as I saw them get better with the situation, it helped me get better. And then that's when I begin to grow as a person, a better father, a better friend, a better man in general. And then I just, kind of sat back and I kind of picked my spots with dating, and I did little tests, right, to see if I was ready to date. So I would go on little dates just to see if my patients were there, to see if if I was even interested in this part of my life again, right? So I tell you, one time, young lady, I knew her for years, and so we had reconnected on Facebook, right? It was in the inbox, and was like, "Oh, let's just chill tonight." She was like, "Okay, cool." So she's like, "Where you want to go?" I said, "You can come to my place, no problem. We'll watch a movie. I'll fix something light, and we'll just sit down, chop it up, and we'll enjoy the evening." So she came to the house, and this was in the middle of the winter. So as soon as she walked in, right, she's like, "Oh my God, it's hot in here." The middle of the winter, got my heat on. What do you like? What do you expect? So when she said that, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna need you to leave." Like, it upsetted me. Like, I really asked her to leave. So the next day, I'm with my boys. So I told them what happened. They was like, "Yo, I think you overreacted, man." I said, "I might have, but that was me seeing that I just wasn't ready, right? Because I felt like instead of her coming in saying, 'All right, nice place. Hey, he got it nice and warm in here,' I felt like she came in complaining. So I didn't have the mental space for that. So I kindly asked her to leave. So my guys, they rolled me about it, man. It's like, "Yeah, man, you was a little cold on that one, bro. Like, come on, call her back, apologize, and try to set up another evening with her." Okay, lo and behold, I did. Right, I apologized to her. Then I said, let's go to the movies this weekend, right? She's like, "Cool." She's like, you're gonna pick me up?" I said, "No, you drive your car and I'll drive my car." We went to go see this movie. Why Did I Get Married Too? That's what was out. Ooh. Right? So Tyler Perry was hot, man. Why not?
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
So we go see.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah. Let's go see Why Did I Get Married Too? So, everybody wanted to see the movie. So cool. So I meet her at the movie theater. We go inside, right? Trailers run for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah, so we go
Be there
in,
at 7. Movie starts at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, start at 8:30. Yeah, right, 8:15, something like that. So we're at the concession stand, getting whatever we're getting to go into the theater. I run into a few friends of mine, and we start talking. I introduce her as my friend, right? And so she gets upset about this. I said, "So what's wrong?" She was like, "Oh, your friend?" I said, "Yeah, like, who else are you?" Like, so the entire time we're inside the theater while the trailers are going before the movie going, she's just like really harping on this friend thing, right? So I said, "Okay, do me a favor." She said, "What's that?" I said, "I need you to hold this drink for me. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back." So I walked out the movie theater. I got in my car and I went home. And I just told my guys, I said, for now, I'm done. It's like, "Wow, what's wrong?" I said, "I'm just saying, for me, mentally, I'm not there. I can't, I'm not in a place where I can explain things to anyone that's feeling some type of way about something, because I'm still going through my transition." Right. And I did, man. And I shut it down, man. And I think that's a process that a lot of people skip. That's why they go into another relationship and it doesn't work out. Then they go into another relationship and it doesn't work out. Then they go so it's again, that's that cycle, that vicious cycle that we was talking about, man. I think people really need to take time to learn themselves so that they can help others in the process of learning themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a player move, though. You left her with the drink. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, listen, I don't like confrontation. I I don't like confrontation, right? So when you start digging like that, then me personally, I'll just remove myself from the situation.
Which it was because like that was what maybe the second date. It was kind of a date.
That was probably the first, because remember, I put you out immediately.
Yeah,
She Mac. I left her. I did leave her. She was it was over after that. I couldn't do that.
in that particular situation, the right
but
choice.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was warranted because your gut told you when she walked in the house. She was like, "It's too damn hot." You was like, "Yeah, you got to go."
Yeah,
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
It's a balmy 48 degrees in here. You crazy. You got hot flashes already. You got to go. But then we get to the movie theater and I'm like, hey, this is my friend. And then you get upset because I called you friend and we ain't put nothing on the table. I haven't seen you in the biblical sense or nothing. Yeah. And you already upset because I called you friend. Something ain't right. That's the type of, she already got the wedding dress in the closet. It might have been in the trunk. She was just waiting on the movie to go right. She was going to have you.
Right.
At the altar.
Especially since I invited her to that one, right?
Yeah. She was like, oh, he liked me.
Yeah, why did I get married too? Okay,
she was like, oh, he wedding bells already. He moving kind of fast, but I like it. I like you and I want you.
Yeah.
No, man, I don't think it was like, sometimes you gotta trust that. Like it might seem weird, it might seem crazy. We didn't all have some crazy dates. See crazy people. I mean, some of them we wasn't proud of. Some of them was just so out there.
We learned from them. We learned from them. That's another one of my cousins, man, from Jersey.
I was about to say, that ain't for me and Chris. I think that's my family doesn't love me that much.
They will. They will after tonight.
Yeah, one day, maybe I'll make them proud.
Just go give them a hug. Tell them you love them. I found out a lot of black families don't do that.
About hug and stuff?
And tell each other that they love them.
Yeah, I tried to make it a point because in my family, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a funeral or something like that, or a special occasion. You might be like, hey, man, I love you.
Now, I do it, man. I don't care what it is. Every phone
don't think that
call,
was for us.
Right? Sometimes, man, I call some of my peoples, and they like, yo, something wrong? Like, nah, I'm checking in, making sure you're good, right? You know what I mean?
I've gotten better at that because time is short. And the pandemic really showed me so much. I mean, like, it was hard. Like the beginning of it, because right when it happened, my dad passed. So, we didn't know whether it was COVID. We couldn't see him. We couldn't go to the hospital. Couldn't even touch him. It was crazy. And not only that, he was kind of in a coma. So to not only have COVID and we can't really see him, I had to drive to Cincinnati, which is like 4 hours. We drove down to Cincinnati when I found out it happened. And when you get that phone call, it's like, whoa, shit, what do I do? So I drove like 4 hours to go. I get to the hospital. I was like a lunatic. I'm like at the door, like, I want to see my dad. What's going on? He's like, oh, we can't let you in. It's and that. So, fast forward like 4 days later, to have to, like pull that plug, it's something, it's the weirdest thing to ever have to do. You know what I mean? Like I would never wish that on anybody. And it was something that stuck with me for a while. But the thing that got me through was podcasting and my family. Being able to just release all that and talk as much as I want about any and everything. It kind of got me through that. So I think people need to find I wouldn't say advice, because advice makes it sound bad.
They need an outlet.
An outlet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
They need an outlet.
Because a lot of times people have too much time, and especially with everything that was going on, too much time on their hands. So I think people need to just find a hobby, an outlet, something that makes you kind of clear your head. Because a lot of times those thoughts in your head is not always a good thing. I can't ride around in my work truck without a radio. I'll go crazy. Like if I don't have music playing while I'm driving, I drive 90% of my day and I go crazy.
D, that's the worst argument to have, man. That one with yourself, like
Oh
how
my God.
you know what I mean? Like
That
it's
mirror turn on
agitating.
you and you got to look at yourself and you by yourself and then nothing but you in the open road for about an hour and a half and you got to look at yourself and talk to yourself.
Hey, man, you don't know
Right.
if you're winning
You don't-
or losing that argument right there.
I've
right?
lost plenty of those arguments, man.
That's
I've lost.
aggravating. That's an aggravating.
I've
feeling.
lost. I think I lost 90% of them arguments. I'm like 1 in 10 right now with myself in the truck. It's not looking good. I look like a Cleveland Browns record in that truck right now because it's a hard thing to do because you have so much. And me, I don't sleep. I'm always thinking and trying to silence that. So I do stuff like this. I play video games. I listen to music. I do things that try to get me away from that, but it's hard. Like having a conversation with yourself is the hardest thing you have to do when you're not used to it or if you're not ready. That look in that mirror and that mirror turning you on its own and look you straight in your eye, you gotta look at yourself. You realize a lot of things, either in that moment that you didn't know or that you did know that you should be doing.
Yeah.
But you got to sometimes. I do it. You know, I'm like, hey man, you know you fucked up. You should have probably said that.
It's necessary though, right? How are we going to correct the behaviors if we don't, you know what I mean, admit to our wrongdoing at times? So
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely
it ain't
necessary.
easy. It's not easy.
No, it's not. But it's necessary. Not easy,
Yeah.
but
Not
necessary.
easy, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
we gotta come to grips with things like that, man. Nikki Noble, this is my best friend, man, of 30 plus years, man. This is my
Hey,
homie
Nikki.
right here. Like, yeah,
Hola.
Get it on the screen.
yeah,
Hi.
yeah.
Hello.
That's my best friend.
Bienvenidos. And all
Yep.
those other French hello words and other languages. Don't laugh, Sheila. It's hard to be talking to yourself. Like I've seen people yeah, I've seen people in the mall try to have that conversation in the dressing room.
Why are you know you can't fit this? Why are you putting this?
It might be both of y'all. It might be both of y'all, the inside you and the outside you. You never know. But sometimes you got to be able to talk to both. Because if not, it's a long road.
Yeah, man. So
That's a
that's
hard
why I thought, and that's another reason why it wasn't. See, the book for me wasn't just about the whole relationship piece, right? It was just about me expressing my journey and some of the things I had to do in terms of self-healing in order to get myself right. So I wanted people to kind of take their relation to what they were struggling with, you know what I mean, in correlation with this story, and just kind of find their journey in it as well. And because whether it's a relationship with a significant other, a family member, or whatever the case may be, right? The pain is the pain, right?
Yeah.
And we still have to find a way to not only get through this pain, right? Because I think the worst word to me in the vocabulary is cope, right? Why is it when we're talking about it? Oh, we got to learn how to cope with. Nah, why?
Yeah, I don't.
Why do we have to learn?
It sounds too much like you're just deal with it.
Yeah, exactly, right.
It sounds like giving up.
That's
Oh, that
exactly
part.
what it is to me, giving up. So why are we coping with something that hurts? No, do I have to do that? I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's cool, right? But no, we can't cope with pain. We have to deal with it. We have to really deal
Settle
with it. And listen, man, we have to attack some of these
Settle.
things, man. And we have to do better as people. We have to do better as people. We're responsible for kids. I'm a teacher. Let me tell you something. What hurts me the most, man, is seeing these babies come into these buildings and the mental and emotional state that they're in. Right? But we can't blame it on them because they're babies. We can, like, people always say, "Oh, these kids bad." Nah, they're not. This is what they're taught, right? So then when you start having these conferences with parents and you
You
start
see it.
hearing the dialogue that's coming from these adults, it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart because
It's in those moments you realize you still have to do your job when it comes to the conferences, but then it's in that same moment you realize, in kind of in the back of your head, you like your internal monologue is like, yeah, this.
Hey, no,
is gonna be a problem.
Chris, I'll tell you, I'm probably one of the most upfront and honest people that you want to meet. I let them have it, brother. I do.
Yeah, that's
because
what
I'm a
talking about.
dad.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm a dad. I'm 100% a dad, right?
Are they pretty much taken aback when you put it out there on the table?
Yeah, a lot of them are. See, because I'm gonna tell you what happens if I'm sharing something with them about their child, right? It's because I spend this moment or this time in this building with them daily, Monday through Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are things that I see, right? And a lot of times the kids talk to us about things that they won't dare talk to their parents about because a lot of the parents are just go in your room, go play that game, go do that. Just, you know what I mean? So they don't get that moment to share. So when I'm sitting there and I'm telling parents that their kids are struggling with easy math or just simple things, and they're barking at me like, oh, you guys are teachers and you just need to do it. Like it's easy to say it, but when you don't have, that's the first thing they say is when you don't have kids, it's easy. Okay. Since you opened that Pandora's box, I'm coming in.
Let you have it.
Now, once you let me in, I let them know, listen, I'm a parent first. I'm an educator second, right? And I do know my role as a parent is to make sure I build a foundation before my kids went to anyone's school building. So when they went there, they not only had the structure of learned behaviors, but they had the structure of 1 + 1, 2 + 2. You know, the basics, learning how to spell my name, learning how to write, man, these kids don't know their home address in the 5th grade today.
That's
5th grade.
I knew that by third.
They don't know their home address. I'm sitting in this classroom with 5th graders today struggling, doing simple fraction math, and they beating themselves to the core because they can't understand it. But when you talk to these parents, oh, that's because time out, right? Time out. Now let's understand what we need to do as a team to make sure this kid gets it.
You know what happened?
That's my main concern. Yes.
You know what happened? It used to be an old saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
That's gone.
When the village is full of idiots, it's kind of hard.
That's gone.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Because a lot of people don't want to take that. It's an African proverb. A lot of people don't want to take that attitude.
Yeah.
And it's scary, you know.
Again, nobody wants to be responsible for their role in anything, man. Everybody wants to push everything off to. But listen, man, you are failing your kids in a major way, man. And they're never gonna win in life because they take on the attitude that you take on, right? Now they come there like, okay, so whatever.
Yeah. I've seen people react in ways, adults. I've seen grown adults acting in ways that they shouldn't even be reacting to, and they have kids and wonder why the kids react in those type of situations. Yeah, because you aren't exhibiting the same type of. You're exhibiting the same type of attitude
learned
that you
behavior.
Yeah, it is right. And again, that's why I'm taking the initiative, to do my part to get better. Because I wasn't perfect as a dad. I'm not gonna lie. When I started with my boys, it was physical, right? Every time they did something they shouldn't have been doing, because that's what I was taught, right? And then I tell you, it's funny what made me change my perspective on that, though, right? My son started playing football, so they started spending a lot of time in the weight room,
Yep.
And dad's really not that big, right? Like, dad's not that big. Let's just call it what it is, right? So these blows all of a sudden
right?
Not doing that.
Wasn't taking effect. So I
See-
sat down one day. I said, you know what? I got to come up with a different way, right? Yeah, let's talk about this thing. Like, so it was at that moment when I realized we had to have these teachable moments, right? Let's sit down, let's talk things out, let's understand why we're doing them, right? And the repercussions of doing certain things. Now let's learn. And I tell you, man, and my response, the response that I get from these kids, man, even as young adults now, is so much more positive than it was when I was, like beating them down for doing crazy things, man. But yeah, it was
I think
it was
that's
them
another
boys
thing.
being in the weight room though that made me change. That made me change that thing real quick though, man.
I
Like,
think,
yeah.
I think
It's
another
funny you
thing-
say
ano-
that. Because I remember as a kid, my cousin was playing football. He got a little muscle tool, and we was at the house. He did something. He broke something, and his mom was whooping him. Now, as she was whooping him, he was standing there straight like it wasn't even bothering him. And this man had the audacity, the unmitigated gall to look her dead in her eye and say, "Is this supposed to tickle or hurt? You let me know." Oh, when I say I fell out,
Yeah, you listen.
I looked
would've
at
had
him.
to, man.
He looked at me. I said, "Oh, you's a bold mud boy."
Hey, but he's letting her know, right, at that moment, this is no longer effective, right? But I'm gonna tell you what we do as parents, right? We flip that to he's being disrespectful,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Instead of listening to the message sometimes, right? Like, so when it happened with my son, I was like, okay, there's a message in this thing, and I really need to get it. I need to get this message so that I can be better. Because why? We really don't want that to be the thing all the time, but we have to find different ways, man, different methods. But yeah, man, them
She
dudes,
was-
they
she
push
was
up
swinging.
some stuff, man. You ever seen these kids go in these weight rooms, man?
Oh yeah, I used to coach football.
I
Oh,
see my
man.
sons,
See,
man. I'm like,
the-
bro, you lift that? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah.
The other thing that changes is, as parents, you get tired. You be like, I just don't have the energy to do this.
Now you definitely
Nah.
don't. You definitely don't.
And even,
Man,
and even
when-
if you do, it's in short bursts, and then you got to go in the room and be like, damn, ice hot.
Listen, let me tell you, man,
Eh.
it's too much.
Yeah,
Hey, you're
I'm
right. Too
back.
much energy. I've been dealing with crazy kids all day long, right? I
Come
don't
on.
have the energy to come home and fight with these jokers, man. Like it's definitely too much. But Sheila was right. He was crying out, and he was right, because it's like sometimes we ignore these kids, right? Think about all these incidents with kids committing suicide, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Why is that? Because we don't check in with our kids, man. We just assume that they're okay, right?
Especially
And
teenagers.
then-
Yeah, mostly
Especially
Yeah.
teenagers.
teenagers.
Yeah, and then when like she said, like little incidents like that, like your nephew, right? Or my son, or just little things like that, we're ignoring those things. We're ignoring those things,
Yeah,
and
that's hard
it
to
starts to
ignore.
build, man. It starts to
Mhm.
build, and like the pressures, and like, listen, man, kids can't handle pressure
I
on
mean,
their
some
own.
adults can't. So
No,
Yeah.
especially when they hit like puberty stages and everything else, and their hormones already going through the roof.
And
Now
then
you
it's
want
a
them to
hard
deal
time.
with. Yeah, now you want them to deal with the emotional stress.
But
School.
Listen, man, I pray for kids
The whole-
every day. I do, because with all of this technology, man, and access to the world in the palm of their hands,
yeah,
they're
They
not
don't have
allowed
access.
to be kids,
no,
right? They're not allowed to be kids. They have to grow up, and like, and the parents don't like to protect their kids from the, like, listen, you have to protect your kids emotionally,
Yes.
man. You have to.
Mhm.
They should not have access to all of this stuff.
there's
So
a lot.
young.
There's
Like,
a lot.
It's too much.
Right, because there's some games I wouldn't let my son play with me, even though, like gun games at a certain age, you wasn't allowed to play them with me. He still can't play Grand Theft Auto. You can't rob, steal, or kill no hookers, or even do nothing with them in the back seat. There's none of that. Just because, even though I know now is a different time of age, it's still, I have to set a benchmark somewhere.
Yeah.
I have to let you know, like, yeah, I enjoy playing these games with you. This is what we do. This is how we, unwind and bond. But at the same time, I have to set a standard. Like, there's still some things you need to learn in its natural progression. Because that's the problem, man. Like, a lot of these kids these days, like, I'm glad I didn't grow up in this era. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Man, I
Because
thank God for that every day.
When I
I'm
grew
so
up, it
glad
was a
I'm an
lot
exit.
slower.
I'm so
It
glad
was a
I'm
lot
an
slower time. You know what I mean? You didn't know a lot, but you knew the book, the health books didn't have what it have now. The internet wasn't even really around. It was a lot of things that you wouldn't get access to. Now there's so much access to be had. Like, it's not even, there's no surprise.
You're
There's no
numb-
wonder.
they're
There's
numb
no
to it after a while.
childlike joy, because you could just go on and hop on the internet, type in one thing, and you getting, 1,000 different things. Like, so it's
Listen,
it's
man.
hard.
And these idiots, man, are tapping into kids' sites, right? And
Yeah.
putting up the craziest things, man. And it's like, again, you can't even if you don't allow them to get on certain sites, right? People
They're
are
still out there.
so demonized, man, to whereas they'll do like why? Like, what do you get out of ruining a
And
child?
we had this conversation because and it's kind of polarizing, but we brought up R. Kelly because we were having this conversation about his music. And I was like, well, you got to be able to separate the man from the music. No, fuck that. No, I don't.
No.
No.
It
Why?
was that man who made that music. Like
I
why
don't
do I
care
have to
when he
separate it?
started or why he started. He started. He was a grown man who made a decision. And it was like, oh, well, the parents should be locked up too, but he could have still said no. So I don't condone, like, when I make a mistake, there's no, oh, well, you shouldn't have thought about that. You should have, no, it's come down and you think about what you did.
Yeah.
This man did this for years.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like an isolated incident. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was. And I understand that, and there's some truth to that. What Sheila's saying, because there was reports that he got sexually abused, him and I think it was his sister. Which, yes, that's true, but there's other people who still haven't went down that path. So that was more of a crutch for him. That was his get out of jail free card. Well, it happened to me, and and I don't want it to come off as I have no sympathy, but I have a low tolerance for stupidity. When you're grown and you make decisions that you have to stand on that decision. Money or not, you know right from wrong, and when you decide to not go with that feeling that you know is wrong, then you have a problem. And there are places people can sit you down to deal with that problem.
And here's my deal, right? I take it a step further because a lot of people say it was a decision he made, right? What for me, it was a behavior.
That's what
And more than anything, him allowing it to become a behavior is what really did it for me. Like, bruh, like, and then my thing is, and this is why let's go back to the beginning of when we were talking, how I was saying it's so important to surround yourself, man, with positive people that care about you
And
as
that's
a
the other
person,
thing.
right? Because you have all these people around you. Nobody's trying to make sure he's doing the right thing.
But that's the thing. I think his people were enabling him because a lot of them were handlers. They would go out and look for
Yeah.
it. So
Mhm.
it
Handlers
was
and
just,
enablers.
So it was just, I wouldn't say he was set up to fail, but in that situation, you got to know I can say no.
Yeah.
If I'm walking down the street and somebody offer me a crack pipe, I got the right to say no. They didn't put it to my lips and make me do it. You know what I mean? They can try, but I can still get up out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Get up out of there. So he was in the room when it happened. He was there. He had some people go look. So whether it happened to him or not, I understand that. And I have full sympathy for people who are sexually abused. And I wish them nothing but the best and hope they get that help. But if you choose not to get the help and you decide to let that be a crutch or an excuse for you to go out and hurt somebody else,
You have to deal with the consequences.
then we have a problem. Then there's an issue because I know people who that happened to, and they're not out here preying on people or, trying to throw money at a situation for, whatever it is. They are trying to help those people like them. So there's two sides to every coin. When you flip that coin, like this happened or this happens, whether this happens, you got to live with that consequence of that choice. We all do at the end of the day. And that's what it really boils down to, is knowing how to get out of those situations. When you're at the club and somebody buys you a drink, that doesn't automatically mean he gets to sleep with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
True. And that's why this is such a touchy subject, because there's a lot of, and I'm not an expert, I'm just a podcaster who tells a few jokes and try to have fun, but there are some real things that, I feel convictions on. And these are mainly and solely my opinions. They do not represent Chris, and they definitely don't represent none of our guests. And I would never try to make a blanket statement. But as a man, if I hear about, like, I have goddaughters, I have nieces, I have, women in my life, and they are important to me. So to hear about a guy doing this, it doesn't sit right. And then for people to try to defend it because of his music, it doesn't sit right. Because if an average Joe did the same thing, he wouldn't get the same leniency. He wouldn't get the same level of tolerance. So that's where I have a problem. People, to use my man Dave Chappelle's word, be goo gobbling over celebrities. I like Kanye West, but what he's doing is crazy. Let's get that out front. I don't think what he's doing and how he's going about what he's doing is the right way to do what he's trying to accomplish. I don't condone it, nor do I agree with it. I like his music, but he's out there doing some crazy stuff. And it's harmful not only to him, but other people around him. But because he's a celebrity, there's people like, well, go do it. No, there's right ways and wrong ways to do it, whether you have money or not. And that was the problem. R. Kelly had money. Had he just been regular Robert Kelly from Chicago, we wouldn't have an issue. He wouldn't be getting the benefit of the doubt. He wouldn't be getting excuses made for him for over 30 plus years. So it didn't just start in 2012. It started in 1999. It probably started in the 80s. So that's why I have a problem with it. That's why I feel the way I feel, because once is a mistake, two might be an accident. Once is an accident. Twice might be a mistake. 3 times or more, it's a behavior.
Yeah.
And some are easy to fix, some are not easy to fix, but at the same time, you gotta want to fix it. He didn't want to fix it till it was too late. Now
I agree with you on that one, brother. I definitely agree with you on that one, 100%. That's why it's important, man. This healing process is so important. That's why it's important to connect with others, man, and do that mental health check-in, man. Get that number on your peoples, man. You don't have to always grow up with people to check in on people, man. Like, you just run across people. Listen, man, again, I say this all the time, and if you guys ever slid on Vibe Sessions, man, listen, we need each other as people, and we have to learn how to take care of one another. Like, this is something, man, I'm going to preach. I'm going to preach, and I'm going to continue preaching, man, because I say this all the time, man. We as Black people are the corniest group of people you ever want to meet, man. We're too cool for our own good. I was telling it was my dad, my mom's, and my sister, my older sister. We was talking, right? I'm like, yo, we corny. Like, think about when we do family gatherings, right? They have parties, they dance, they look at all these cultures, how they lock arms and do these special dances, right? I'm talking about the men, not just the women. All these different cultures, right? But we too cool, like, to get involved in stuff like this, man, to show that. But again, it's just the way that we were brought up. So I wish, man, that we could form some type of brotherhood, man. I don't know what part of the country you brothers are in, man, but
Ohio.
We're in Ohio.
All right, I'm in Delaware, and we need to, man. We need to find a way, man, where we could, if we got to have a retreat out in Ohio, have one back this way, but we really need to get together, man, because I know there's hurt people in general, But man, listen, we as black men, man, we go through it, man. Like,
Yeah.
and listen, I pray for my sons every day they travel to and from work, to and from football practice, because man, like we can't
I'm
even drive
I'm gonna say
without
this.
fear.
I
And that's
haven't said
that's the
this.
scary
I'm
part.
a,
Yeah,
this might come off as, and I don't want the, please don't ever take this as insensitive, but when I hear about somebody getting shot nowadays, I'm not even numb to it no more because it happens so much that it's just like, oh man, another one. Mm. Didn't know it was coming when or where, but I knew it was coming. We are close. Well, he's in Cleveland. I'm from Akron, but we're close to Cleveland.
Yeah.
and that's the scary part, DC, right? Because
Yeah, and that's,
truth be told, you're not the only one that feels that way.
and I know I
Because
shouldn't because
yeah, you shouldn't, but
it's
it becomes this thing, man. To like, how can you if we reacted? I'm from Patterson, New Jersey, right? And I hear it all the time, man. Right? This one got shot. This one got shot. Man, if I reacted emotionally to every bit of news I got,
I wouldn't have nothing.
I tear myself apart.
And that's
So
and I think that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
at
There
some
was
point,
a
you
point
have to
there-
protect yourself. Yeah.
there was a point where I had to step away because it was so, and we know it's been going on for decades. We know this. It's just now it's being more televised. But it was
People
getting
got
to the
time.
point, it was getting to the point where I was like, I have to step away because it was affecting me and making me as I should be angry about the situation, but it was really giving me I was just being negative, and just being strictly angry about it, all of it, and just tired of it. And like, even my posts were, had some vitriol to it, just hateful, not so much hateful, but just angry. And I had to take a break from it. I had to stop. Like DC said, it was like, you're numb to it because you see
that's
so
that's crazy, right?
that's
there.
the bad part, right?
Yeah. And that's how it is, man. And in all these hoods, man, it's like,
Yeah.
all right, seriously. But then it's really heartbreaking when it's them kids, man, that's just outside playing,
That's
trying,
that's what
trying to enjoy that moment of sunshine, right, and good weather. And some idiots get caught up and
I wouldn't,
I
Yolanda, I
don't
wouldn't
get
say
it,
I'm
man.
numb to it. I'm just so used to it that I don't have any anger. I have sadness and I feel for them, and I also feel and pray for their family. But I would say when it happens, I don't get surprised.
Yeah,
And
nah.
but you also have to, and I also should say this: I work in hospice, so I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years. So I'm used to going to a house, delivering equipment, and 4 or 5 days later we're picking it up because that person has passed away. So it's become part of my job. So it's not that I'm numb to it. I'm just so surrounded by it that I can't get bogged down because I see it. It's not numbing. I still feel the same. And the crazy part is it's hard if you never done it. If you worked at a hospital or doing hospice, when you deliver that equipment, everybody's happy. When you pick that up, everybody's sad.
Yeah.
So I get to see it on both extremes. So I've learned how to navigate it. When I'm there delivering equipment, I'm their best friend. When I'm picking it up, I'm a comforter. I'm trying to console, but I'm also doing a job. So I know that my time with them is limited, but I try to make the most of it. But death is nothing that nobody should never be numb to death. But when you're used to it, it's kind of hard to still feel that, I don't know the word I'm looking for. The shine is worn off. You're not so naive to it, is the word.
Yeah. DC, you
know?
said something though, right? And we should take that with everything, not just that particular moment, right? Our time together is limited. That's why we should make the best of it. Because although that hospice situation, that time is limited and is imminent, because we know, right? the crazy part about it is we never know, like with our loved ones. So again, we have to have that same approach to everything we do in life, man. Like you said, it's not so much as you being numb. You have to at some point protect your mental health as well, right? And not get so caught up in it where you can't provide anything for your family in terms of emotions and love. And so yeah, it's tough, man. And being in that particular field, I can only imagine. So yeah,
I mean, I think I've had, like, this podcast has been helping, you know, because like I said, when I come home, I try to leave work at work, you know, no matter what happens, you know, it's crazy. But when I come home, I try to get all that off me because it's rough, you know what I mean? See, yeah, it's not easy, you know, so I think, like, especially because I have a few people who was nurses, and like during the pandemic when people were just, you know, passing away, they got it the worst, you know what I mean? We weren't allowed in facilities, so we felt inconvenience at the time because we was at the height of it, we really didn't know what was going on, you know. It was just, you know, all you see was barricades and plastic and nobody was allowed in. But think about those people who were on the front lines, who were in there every day and watching these people. Not only were, you know, used to it because it's hospice, like, you know, it's inevitable, you know, a month, 3 months, sooner or later, you know, they'll pass away. But when it's sudden like that, like it was doing, and that was mentally hard, you know, and a lot of people haven't recovered from that still, you know. They're drinking their problems away or whatever it is they're doing, you know. So to them people, it's crazy. But I still wish everybody the best. I want to see everybody win. That's part of the reason why I do this show and have met so many dope people. And yeah, and that's crazy. Like just to see some of the pictures. I stopped watching the news probably around that, like, December of, I want to say 19. I really stopped watching the news just because it was so much, like, you know, going on. And just and then when you had the pandemic going on, I would watch every now and then, but it was just like so much sadness. It was just like you said, sometimes you have to get away from that sadness to protect your mentality.
Right. I'll tell you what I watch most of the times, man, when that thing started happening. I got into Impractical Jokers.
I like that show.
The Golden Girls is always one of my favorite.
Thank you. I love that show.
And I don't know if you guys ever watched Duck Dynasty. But I'm telling you, man, and it was just, and people like, how you watch that? Easy. It was laughter. It was funny. It was a break away from the reality of craziness, right? And that's what I say. Even with Vibe Sessions, when you came through there, we wasn't discussing any of that stuff because the world was saturated with this information, man. Like every day, listen, man, to get up every day and turn on your TV. This amount of people died from COVID. This, like, I don't want to hear that like every day. It's not being insensitive. It's
24-hour news cycle, and that's pretty much, it was the main thing. And
the same thing. The first half hour is something they just keep rotating and rotating.
CNN, right? What they do is they just put different. It's got different hosts for different shows to talk about the same exact thing.
The numbers changed a little bit, but it got out of hand.
The only time I've watched news is just like, okay, I need to know what the weather gonna be, so I know what I'm.
I got that on my phone.
I was going to say that.
I don't even.
We'll see the remote.
It's more accurate, and I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, I definitely get out because if I turn on something on that news, somebody done got shot, something that. Listen, man, it's just always so. I try to stay away from it, man. So sometimes I will click on to get abreast of some things, but I'll make it a short time, man, because I'm gonna tell you guys, man, something that I do, and I think you brothers should adopt it, man. And it's like, it's just me just protecting my mental health, right? So I don't intake everything, right? Mm-hmm. So regardless of what it is, I avoid certain things. So it's not for you to like whether or not I avoid that or deal with that. That's not up to you. That's totally up to me. So man, I advise everybody, man, to not worry about how somebody feel about you, either dealing with or not dealing with the situation. You have to take care of you. So let's stop concerning ourselves with how other people feel about the way we feel about things, man, and protect us, man. You got to protect your own peace. Protect ourselves, man.
I mean, the election. The election is a prime example. Well,
yeah,
I'm like, yo, look.
See, y'all don't understand. I work with guys who. Now, and here's the thing about me. I don't care political preference, sexual preference, none of that stuff. As long as my money green and I can spend it, I don't care what you do at work. That's none of my problem. My boss is Trump this, Trump that, and F Biden and all that. I don't care.
Yeah, that's on you.
As long as you give me my hours and my money, you can talk about what you want because I don't engage. When they get to talking about that, headphones in, tune you out. Out of sight, out of mind. Ignorance is bliss. As long as you ain't messing with my money, I don't give a fuck what you talk about at work. I don't care. You can talk, as long as it ain't disrespectful towards me or people I know. I don't care. You can talk about Biden. You can talk about Trump. You can talk about people voting and all this and that. Don't care. Run me my ducats. That's all I need to know.
I'm literally
Does the
in
check
a group
spend?
chat.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
literally in a group chat where one of them is he's very Trump, but we talk about Star Wars and comics and movies that's coming out and stuff like that. And during the election season, he was saying something about Trump, and one of them just said, "You know what? I'm starting another group chat. I'm not even including you because it's like we're not. That's not what this is here for."
Don't isolate them. That's then that you know what I mean. I don't isolate them. I just don't pay them attention.
Well, see, that was the thing. It's like 7 of us in the group, and each one of us like, look, yo, dude.
Hey man, I'm in group text right now. I couldn't tell you what none of them saying. They all on mute. I hope if you got me in a group text and you heard that, just know they all on mute. Out of sight, out of my ignorance is bliss. If I can't hear and see it, I ain't gotta worry about it.
If you're not,
if you really want to talk to me, you'll call me or really text me 1-on-1. If it's a group text, I'm not responding unless it's really important. At me,
yeah.
Because if not, I don't have time.
Nah, it's too much, man. And you're killing my battery.
Yeah. If I bling, the
early.
next thing I know, it's hey man, guess what I did last night? Who gives 2 flying fucks? Like, I don't care.
And as crazy as it sounds, it has to be that way, man. Why am I taking on your energy, bro? That's your energy.
Right.
Like, I'm not in it. Like, I can't. I tell my students that, right? When they come to me and they be on some, this is, you already know, this is my space, right? I only allow a certain energy in this space, right? So I need you to go back to your seat, right? Adopt that energy. And when you adopt that one, come back up here and see me. Until then, you keep that over there. We don't do that here. Yeah, people want you to.
You gotta adopt that. You gotta adopt that King T'Challa vibe. We gonna do that here. You know.
We can't, man. We can't.
No.
But yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This has been. We needed this. I think this has been.
Yeah.
It was the day for hell for me. I got here late. I almost didn't do this show, but I'm glad I did because I really was like, I was gonna be like, hey, guys, I need to reschedule. It's just been a long day because I got home like 15 minutes till showtime and hadn't eaten nothing yet. I still ain't eating. There's a lot going on around the house, but I had the gut feeling, and I heard that little voice in the back of my head saying, if you don't do it, you're gonna regret it. Because I never know how these shows are gonna go. Because none of this is written down. None of this is scripted. There's no questions we write down. It's all organic. So we usually try to go an hour and a half, but sometimes those conversations are needed and you have to go longer. So for the people who are going to listen to this, if you made it this far, congratulations. If not, oh well, you made it far enough, I guess.
Thank you anyway.
You know,
maybe they got enough. You know what I mean?
And that's why I don't like to cut the conversation short because you never know, 1, where it's going, and 2, how it's going, and who it can help. Like I said, I never plan on recording, but I never plan on stopping until I feel like it stops. You know what I mean? Or at least I can find a point to where it's there. You know, the message is there. All you got to do is digest it. We can give you the message, but it's up to you to take it in and how you take it in. So hopefully you got a lot out of this show. And I appreciate our guests. Because Chris, I'm gonna do the old cliche.
Wait, which one?
The one we wasn't supposed to be here, you know, we're thankful because I say it all
okay.
the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do appreciate every guest we have and everybody that watch. It means a lot to me personally because I'm not used to it. You know, I'm not used to the networking and the, I wouldn't call it fame, but whatever it is, the lower level that, you know, up under that, you know, the way down the C-level celebrity
Yeah,
or
that's us.
D-list.
Don't worry about it. That's
D-list.
all us. Yeah.
But I appreciate it, man, because growing up, I didn't have aspirations. Well, I did, but, you know, I never thought I could do it, you know. And now that I'm doing it, you know, it feels good. So I never take for granted the people who watch and the people who actually stay and watch, you know, a whole 2-hour show or whatever it is that we do. I appreciate that. I don't take that for granted because you can be doing anything in the world, you know, between 8 and 9 on a Wednesday night. But the fact that you come here and watch us live means a lot. You can be doing anything in the world, you know, every day when we download these episodes. But the fact that you take time and listen to it means a lot. Not because of the hard work we put in, but just the fact that you took time to give us a chance. Hopefully we stick and hopefully we say something that you can absorb and take with you. Or most importantly, the main reason why is hopefully we made your day a little better. Hopefully we lightened the mood for you. Hopefully we gave you a chance to decompress, you know, laugh a little bit, get that off your back. You know what I mean? Get a renewed spirit of hope and joy, and you know, laugh a little bit. You know, because that's the main thing, and that's what it is. But we definitely like having these conversations. We definitely don't shy away from them, though that's not the quote unquote premise of the show. But we don't have a premise. We don't even have a category on. I struggle to find a category for this show, but I don't know what to call it. Like, we're not entertainment news, we're not commentary, we're not science. We're a chameleon. We're a show that's able to blur the lines of everything and nothing at all at the same time.
Yeah,
which I
That's
love.
a great tagline, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one.
That's a
Take
great
that one. Go
tagline.
with that one, D.
I might have to
See,
because
just-
we can talk to dope artists, authors, you know, podcasters, but we can still have these deep, meaningful conversations and laugh in the moment or laugh the whole show earlier and still get into these conversations, which I like. And that's why I don't have a blueprint for this show. It's whatever it is, it's going to be. You know, it's that conversation you have at the barbershop, the, you know, at the man cave or in the backyard when, you know, you just hanging out. So we like having these conversations and we appreciate the people we have and the great guests we've had, you know, and like I said, I appreciate it all. It means a lot to me. The work that's put in, the promos, the shows, the guests, everything is a culmination of, one, getting off my ass and jumping off the porch and doing the work. Two, being open and receiving the blessing of this show and what it is and the people I've got to not only network with, but interact with, but now call brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? I can tap in and talk to these people, you know, when I need something or just want to talk, or when they need something, they you know, they call me and be like, hey, I got this idea. Hey, I want to do this. It's a beautiful thing. These lines that we're cultivating, and I just hope everybody takes advantage of that. When you meet dope people, don't take it for granted, you know. Tap in with them. I tell everybody after they come on this, when you come on this show, it ain't your first, it's your first, but it ain't your last. And now you're all part of the What the Shit family. So whenever you need us or want us, don't hesitate to call. We'll be right there. And I mean that because loyalty is a fleeting word, and it's thrown around a lot. But when I say that I have somebody's back, I mean that. You know, I've been tired, and people be like, "Hey, man, we need you to do something." I'm going. I don't care how tired I am. You call on me, it means you really, thought of me. So I can't take that for granted because I know if I did the same thing, they would do it for me. So I want to return that love and show that support and be a part of that narrative. So it's important to me. So after that long soliloquy, just needless to say, after that long monologue, it's needless to say, man, whenever you want to come back, whenever you guys have something to do, I told Nitty the same thing, and I mean that. I also got to shout out Katrina and Kiki Hills.
Yes,
When we
sure.
started talking, when she hit me up, I say this all the time, and I joke, I thought it was a scam because I was like, Toronto, work with me? I'm just a little country bumpkin from Akron. I don't know nothing about nothing. But it means a lot, man, because and I didn't look at it until I actually had one of those conversations with myself. She seen, like, a lot of people have seen stuff in me in this show that I wasn't seeing or I hadn't seen yet, hadn't come to fruition. I'm not gonna say greatness, but the potential of this show. And I appreciate them for that because their belief in me pushed me to get further along. We only been doing this for 2 years. This show has only been around for 2 years. This is season 5. If we can do it, and that's why another reason why I like saying this. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's possible. Believe me. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing the work, and I'm acting on the premise and the potential that I see not only in myself but in the guests, and also the gifts that I've been received. I can talk and I'm long-winded, so as you can see, I was supposed to wrap this up a while ago, but I get on these tangents and I just have to show my appreciation. But please tell the people where they can find you, where they can get the book, what you have going on, what's next, and oh snap, Chris, I forgot. It's parting shots time. That's where I was getting. Okay. So on this show, we do this thing called parting shots. It's the last chance to get your everything I just said out, but it actually has a thing. I was so wrapped up in giving my speech, I didn't give the thing. So parting shots is that last chance to get your stuff out, man. Let everybody know where they can find you. Social medias, any words of wisdom you want to give out before we shut down the club and the bar and everybody goes home and has a good night. As a guest, we'll start with you.
Well, again, Vibe Sessions, man, we're on every Sunday evening, Facebook Live, Vibe Sessions Official. That's where we are, myself, Nitty Green, our show's producer, Danielle Silva. And as far as Little Pie McKelvin, man, you can follow me on, I just have Instagram and I have Facebook, Little Pie McKelvin on everything. You could inbox me, you could DM me for the book, or you can go on Amazon and find the book as well. I do have another book that I'm currently writing. That's more of a kid's book though. So I wanted to kind of do that, and it's entitled Kid Special. And that book is based on just kids who have struggled with identifying with who they are, you know what I mean? And just struggling with self-esteem and things of that nature. And I'm also going to start a podcast too called The Conversation. That'll be going on in the next couple of months. That one's going to come up outside of Vibe Sessions. That'll be one where I just just dig in and we just talk about the whole healing process. And as far as everyone, man, I just need everyone, man, to take care of yourselves, man. Don't be scared to go through the healing process and don't cheat yourself in that process, man. And like we said, let's just love one another at all times, man. And then let's always take care of one another. And to my two new brothers, Chris and DC, man, I'm humbled and I'm honored that you guys even allowed me to come up on your platform and share with you on this evening, man. And this conversation, man, did more for me than it probably did for anybody else on this evening, man. And this is definitely a brotherhood. And I didn't just say this just to say it on the show. We're definitely going to exchange numbers because we have to start checking in with one another, man, and we need to start getting those mental health numbers, man. 0 to 10, we need to start getting them. because we just never know, right? We never know when we need one another, and if we don't reach out, like, you know, so we're gonna find a way, man, to just bring men together, man, because if us as men can come together, brother, we're gonna put the world, we're gonna shake it up, man. And it's cool because, like you say, we delist celebrities, right? But if we can pull together, man, we can pull each other up to A-list celebrities. So let's just continue to support one another, man, and everybody, man. This What the Shit podcast is what it is right now, and I've seen you guys a few times as well, and I'm gonna make it my business to start checking in more, so that we can support one another's platforms, man. But again, I thank you, brothers. I'm humbled, man, and we're definitely going to make sure we stay in contact, man. Not just once a month, at least twice a week. I'm checking in with you, brothers, and that's my commitment to my new brothers.
Appreciate it. Let me...
Thank you. And yes, pick up your heels, Katrina and Rachel. Yeah, those are my ladies, man. I love them ladies, man.
They've been so amazing.
Yes.
Chris, man, talk to the people. Whoever's left.
Bird's Eye View is back on Facebook Live because Zuckerberg finally got his head out his behind. So yeah, we're back live Tuesdays 8:30 on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. I am starting a new show on Thursdays, which will be Fury's Reacts and Reviews, and I'll be starting it tomorrow, same time, same channels, 8:30, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Be doing a little game night geek out tomorrow night, and we'll talk about the Doctor Strange trailer, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness trailer, and some of the geek news that's dropped since Tuesday. And yeah, that's about it. Just having fun.
You gotta send me that, man, or tag me in it or something. I don't know much about it, but I'll learn. I watch it. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I'm in the private chat.
Yeah, DC locked in right now.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to one, I want to thank our guests, man. Lost Society and Pilot, man. I appreciate y'all for coming on. Like I said, it was deep. I'm not gonna get long-winded again because I had that tendency to go. But what I will say is thank you guys for tuning in. We enjoy doing this. There's nothing better to me than a live conversation. Getting to record it, the streaming audio next day is cool, but I think like being a part of the live show and being in the live chats is so much better. It's that interaction that makes the conversation go left and right and, you know, just all over the place. But it's a beautiful thing. Next week, we got, and I'm going to butcher his name, Ole Omagunye. He's a children's author who just wrote a book. He will be on. Then we'll have Ryan Lane on as well. So we are actually, man, I will get long-winded about this. Our first season, we couldn't buy a guest. A third season, we maybe had, I'd say 8 or 9. And most of them were like friends. Season 3, we got a little bigger. Last season was our biggest season. We had a guest every episode. 15 episodes, and we had a guest on every one. 16 if you count the bonus. So needless to say, in 2 years, we have grown a lot. We've learned a lot. But it's all thanks to, I don't know, can PBS sue me if I say this? For viewers like you? Is that
does that network even exist anymore?
I don't know. That's why I'm scared to you. I want to say it because it's because of the viewers and the fans and the people who are on Instagram sharing the stuff and, you know, on Facebook and YouTube and all this stuff, man. But it's because of them we are able to get, you know, I hate saying bigger and better guests, but just doper and doper. Like, and everybody's dope in their own right. And so, but it's just, to have a guest every episode was amazing. And this season, we are having 2 guests every episode or more. You know, so we are really in a position to where the platform is growing, but it's not growing for us. It's growing for our guests. It's growing for the people who listen to have an opportunity to just be a part of it. And hopefully learn something. If you're trying to start your own podcast, don't be afraid to reach out. We are always willing to help. We're not gatekeepers. We don't believe in hoarding knowledge because it ain't ours to hoard. You know. So, needless to say, you can follow me on _podcast on Instagram. Darius DC Chambers, all one word. Instagram, What the Stuff on Facebook. What the Stuff Podcast on Facebook, because Mark Zuckerberg don't want me to beat his shit. YouTube, it is WTS Podcast. Twitch, WTS Podcast, all one word. In the meantime, between time, you know what I'm saying, just talk your shit and check your mentals. Be proud of who you are, what you do. Always strive for more, but don't take too much. It'll kill you. Sound advice. It's the beanie, Chris. Man, I'm telling you, man. Ever since I got this beanie from the gods, it's been amazing. But as usual, man, I want to thank our guests. Courtney, we'll be back next week. But if you have them on Facebook, send them a shout out, say hello. Check in on them. I'm going to tomorrow. I talked to them earlier. But just have fun, man. Live your life. Don't live your life by anybody's standards but your own. Because that's all that really matters. I mean, anything else is just hearsay. Yeah. But as usual, man, you know what time it is. We're going to leave you with the weight, girl.
Go home, folks.